Hey guys, so we're going to do a reading on what your person wishes they could say to you but can't. So we're going to find out what exactly this person wishes they could just straight out just come to you and just say straightforward to you, and why they're holding back or why they feel they can't do that. So we're going to get some oracle cards, we're going to get some Moonology cards to see what energy is coming, like what could come from what they want to say to you. And then we're also going to get some love notes here. So these are all the tarot decks that Spirit drew me towards last night and this morning. And these stones in particular, they're all placed exactly like they wanted me to. I really tuned in and listened to Spirit about which tarot decks to use. I'm trying to get better at that, trying to get better at doing what they tell me to. Because I like to be a little rebellious, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, so, because sometimes I'm so picky about colors and like everything matching and everything. Sometimes I actually get the decks out and I'm like, oh, but I don't like the way that one looks, but those don't match those, you know? And so I'm trying to just strip myself from that and just listen to Spirit and do what I'm told. So here we go. So we have 4 piles to choose from. And pile 1 here, this is the Good Tarot. And then this is a pink cat's eye stone. And then this here is the Fairy Tarot. And this is also a cat's eye stone. It's like a, it's kind of like a green, I don't even know what you call it, like teal color. And then this one here is the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. And this is a piece of Aura Rose Quartz Crystal. I hope I said that right. And then this one here, this is the Lunar Soul Tarot, and it's one of my favorites, by the way. And then this is a piece of, you can't really see how shiny it is because it's kind of over here more in the dark, but it is very shiny. It's a piece of, also a piece of cat's eye stone, and it's like a blue color. It's really pretty. It's my favorite stone, actually. Okay, so, and then also we're gonna draw some oracle cards here from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle, and then some Moonology cards, and then some love note cards, okay? So, pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So when you look at the meditation part of it, just really concentrate on your person that you have in mind, and yeah, that's it. And I also wanted to say a thank you to everybody. I am 2 subscribers away from having 100 subscribers, and I'm very, 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 very excited about that. I actually went and bought myself some pink champagne just to celebrate whenever it happens, by myself. So anyway, so yeah, I'm really excited about that. Thanks so much, guys, for all the stuff that y'all bring to my channel, all the comments and stuff, and yeah, I appreciate everything. If I haven't reached out and commented back, I will. I try to sit down and do that when I have time. And my energy, I'm going to be honest, my energy's kind of been all over the place. I've just felt last night and this morning I've tried to kind of realign myself, so feeling better today. So anyway, so if I haven't commented back, I will. Just hang in there. Okay, so let's get started. Timestamps will be down below, and I'll see you at your pile. Hey, pile 1. So if you chose the Good Tarot, which I'm excited about, I haven't used this deck in a little while. It's been a hot minute, so and then this is the pink cat's eye stone, and I just noticed that this stone actually matches my sweater. So I'm excited to use it as well. Okay. All right, pile 1. So what we're gonna do first here is I'm actually gonna, I know I always do this, I get the tarot and then I'll go to grab something else, but you know, it is what it is. Here we go. So we're actually going to use these first to get an overall look at your person's, really what your person's feelings are. What are they feeling? Like, what are they really wanting to talk about or discuss? Or what is their energy towards you, okay? So this is what this is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. That's what this is going to tell me here. And then we'll get some tarot, okay? And then we'll get some numerology cards to see where this is going to go. And then we'll probably grab some love notes from your person. And I'm using the non-communication edition by Queen Sugar. And the reason I grabbed those particular cards is because technically this is something that your person feels they can't tell you or express to you. And that being said, you know, obviously there's no communication on what they want to say. So that's why I grabbed those cards. We're going to see what comes out in them. Okay. And then also, guys, during my, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. When I called in my spirit guides for your pile, before I even did the meditation, I was calling my spirit guides and I saw a face of a spider monkey. I don't know, that's so strange. But, you know, like I see these things, I have to tell y'all guys what I see. And that's what I saw. I saw a face of a spider monkey. So, yeah, there you go. So maybe that might resonate for somebody. Looky there. Abundance. That's a good one. This is a good card. I'm getting a really good feel off this card, guys. I'm a really good feel off that card here. Strength. This also says star on it, by the way. Let's get one more. Dragonflies might be significant to somebody. Maybe that's a sign that you asked for. Oh my gosh, okay. It's just playfulness, guys. These are good cards, guys. Really good cards. Choices on the bottom of the deck. This person's thinking about making a choice here when it comes to you. Intuition. Guardian angels. This person may actually have a intuition that they need to make a choice of deciding on what to say to you or approaching you or to move things forward here with you. And they may feel almost their intuition's calling them to do that. And they may also feel that they have, I'm gonna leave this choice out actually. I know I only said I was gonna get 3 cards, but there we go. They may actually also have a feeling that they are divinely guided to do so, okay? Okay, so let me tell you right off the bat what I was feeling with all these so that we can kind of figure out where your person's at when it comes to you. This is how your person's seeing you, okay? This is what, when I drew the oracles, I wanted to get a better idea of what your person's overall energy is towards you. And what is coming out here is how your person's seeing you. This is something that is, to me, is indicating this is what their thought process is right now, okay? This is what they're thinking about. And this is where this choice is. They're thinking about all these things about you right now. They're thinking about this abundance here. They see this abundance in you. They see all this beauty within you. This person sees you as almost like an angel, or you're like their guardian angel. Sorry guys, my kids it's Sunday. My kids, doesn't matter how many times I say knock on the door, they just bust up in here all the time. Drives me insane. Okay, anyway, sorry, short rant. I'm back. This abundance here, I've lost track of what I was saying before that interruption there, but this person just admires you. This person just sees like this inner and outer beauty in you. Like you're someone to be admired. Okay? And then this card here, guys, what I heard when this card came out is this person possibly thinks about what you look like naked. Definitely. Because this lady, if you notice on this card, see, she's got high heels on, but she's like posing, and it says star, and there's suns that go all the way around this circle. And what I'm getting from all of that together is that this, in strength, is that this person imagines what you look like naked. And they have hopes and wishes that they're going to eventually get to see that with the suns, you know, like clarity, and how much joy like that's going to bring to them, because that's something that they think about a lot because of strength. And yeah, they really enjoy looking at you, guys, and they really imagine what you look like underneath that. But I do think it's funny that I don't know, something about shoes. Maybe you wear a lot of high heels, or maybe you wear a lot of fancy shoes, or maybe you just like shoes, but they want to see you with the shoes on. They just want to see what's underneath what you're wearing there. This is just something that they think about, okay? But dragonflies are significant here for someone. Okay, this card right here, this playfulness, they see you in this playful energy, okay? They see you as being someone that if you're older, then they actually see you as still a young energy. Does that make sense? So, like this lady on this card, she looks a little, she looks a little older. But with these butterflies on here and this being playfulness, what I'm getting from that altogether is that this person actually sees you as being able to transform into a child. Like you have like a childlike energy about you, or you have playful like energy about you. And I feel like this person can have a lot of fun with you when it comes to that. And they enjoy that about you. They like that energy that you put them in when they're around you, and when they get to just experience time with you. What's the word I'm looking for? Just spending time with you, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Killing time with you, just being out and about and just doing things together. Like they really enjoy that. Or if you're not actually with this person to where you can do that, then this is just saying that they see you as someone that they would enjoy something like that with. You may have recently actually been through a lot of, you may be someone in your life, okay, who has been through a lot of darkness. This could be anything in your life, guys, but you may have experienced a lot of unexpected changes or chaotic moments in your life. Maybe a lot of loss in your life, just hard times. But they see you as being the type of person that doesn't let any of that stuff let you down. Like you use all that as almost a pedestal so that you can realize how lucky you are to be where you are in this moment and how far you've come, or the stuff that you've went through. Like you're able to see the positive or the broader sides of that and transform that darkness that you went through into a more positive energy. Like that, this is what they see from you, okay? This is something that they admire in you and something that they would strive to be like. You know, we tend to be drawn to people in our lives that I feel that we are drawn to people in our lives that we admire certain things in, that we wish that we were that way. And I feel like that's what this is what they're indicating. They feel they can learn a lot from you when it comes to that. Yeah, that's a big part of what this person feels for you. Yeah, because that hit me pretty hard, guys. They do feel like they can learn a lot from you when it comes to that. They wish they were able to do that in the way that you're able to do that. And then you have choice here. This choice here, like I've already said, this choice here is something that they feel intuitively towards. Like they need to make a choice when it comes to you and this connection overall. And I feel like this person, it's almost like she's sitting here looking at this crystal ball here. And these are all the things that this person is thinking about. It's like they're holding that crystal ball, and these are all the things that are in that crystal ball that they see in you. And it's almost like they isolate themselves when they do that. This is something that they do alone. Nobody else probably knows about this, knows the way that they feel about you here. Look at that. There's a number 42 on this card right here, which 4 is about that stability, and 2 is about partnership and balance, but also decisions, and you have choice here. This person may actually, I got this in a reading, a recent reading too. This may be the same pile. You may be coming from that pile. But I am getting a message of this person actually may be making a choice here because, okay, let me tell you what I'm feeling here with these numbers. And this 42 that was just pointed out to me on this card, you know, I talked about this person imagining you naked and the clear, them wanting that, and the clarity here with the sun and then the star as well, which is about those wishes being granted and opportunities. And then you see the number 42 on here, which the number 4 is about that stability. And number 2, like I said, is about partnerships and decisions. Together is the number 6. And the number 6 in tarot is the Lovers. So what I'm getting here from all of that, gathering all of that information together, is that this person may be actually making a choice of moving towards you intimately. Making a move on you intimately. Okay? Take what resonates here, guys, okay? Just take what resonates here. Okay. That's what I just got. I mean, that all adds up. In my mind, it all adds up perfectly. Okay, so let's get some tarot. I'm just trying to see if I could pull anything else off of any of those, but I think that's gonna be it. So let's get some tarot real quick, and then I'm gonna keep those out. So whatever comes out in tarot, sometimes it will draw me back to something else that I didn't see before. Okay. So the good tarot, these are some really big cards. kind of stick. They kind of stick a little bit. I know I got kind of quiet. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about your person here and this choice that they're trying to make. I feel like this person may be buying time for some reason. They're wanting, it's like if they're debating on coming towards you intimately, then maybe they're wanting or thinking about the perfect time to do that and how they would go about doing that. It's almost like this person has to have this planned out in their head before they actually approach you, because that's just how they do things. Okay, so the first question we're going to ask is, excuse me, what does this person want to say to you? Oh, wow, okay, we have the World and the Six of Fire. Well, there you go. The World is about that completion. I mean, it's the world. And then you have the Six of Fire, which is about that victory there. The Six of Fire is the Six of Wands. And it's about success and progress and recognition. There may be something to do with travel here. If this person's away from you, if this person and you don't live towards one another, then this is a heavy significator here that this person may be wanting to travel towards you. Because probably they want some kind of intimacy here with you. And in order to do that, if y'all are far away, they may have to travel, you know. Come on, cards. Really? Okay. I'm just going to take it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it. The bottom of the deck is the Seven of Wands, which is about there being a challenge or personal protection. Underneath that is the Nine of Wands and the Page of Cups. Okay, so I'm going to take those into consideration. That's the bottom of the deck energy. So let's, whoa, there's way more cards here than I thought. Oh man, they're all like significant here, guys. Okay. I hate it when this happens to me. Temptation. Okay, there's some major arcana here, and I don't want to not take them. I'm going to take them. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You have the Wheel of Fortune here, okay? The Eight of Fire, which is the Eight of Wands. The Three of Swords. The Queen of Fire. The Hanged Man. Temptation. The Chariot. And the Hermit. Might as well get two more, huh? There's a reason these are all laid out like the way they are, and I'm going to explain it here in just 1 second. Can I have just two more cards? You gave me all these. Spirit, why not give me two more? Can I have one more card? Can I have one card, please, to clarify the Three of Swords? The Eight of Waters. Okay. Can I have one more card here to clarify the Queen of Fire? The Queen of Air. Wow, isn't that crazy? Okay. We have the Messenger of Fire on the bottom of the deck now, and the Four of Swords under that. The Messenger of Fire is the obviously, is the Page of Wands. Okay. Lots to get through, so let's get started here. I want to first have y'all acknowledge the fact that this is the number 21, the World, and underneath that we have the Hangman, the number 12. So there's mirrored numbers here, right here, which normally I would say is you and your person might mirror one another when it comes to this. But also here, what I'm getting from that is that this person is flip-flopping. Do you see mirrored numbers? They flip-flop. This person may be flip-flopping about this choice that they want to make to move in on you. Okay, so with the World, we talked about, it could be travel, this person wanting to travel towards you, but it could also be having to do with some kind of completion here. Completion of, with the Hangman to show up here upright, is about a new perspective or surrendering and releasing something. And for there to be that completion and the Hangman directly under that, this person has completed, I feel like, a cycle when it comes to you and this connection, and they're wanting to start fresh, okay? They're wanting to start something new. They have a new perspective of you and an option that they have here with you that they didn't see before. And this is what they're trying to make a choice on here. This is something that they've been thinking about for a while, and they're ready to release the old and to bring in that new energy, okay? They're changing that perspective. This, I heavily feel like this is a part of your person that didn't feel like they had an option here with you before, but now that something went on in your connection, now that they know that they have a chance here with you, is what I'm hearing. So then you have the Six of Fire and the Temptation, which is, I believe that's the devil underneath that. So this particular tarot deck, it comes up as temptation, and I really like that it does, because we've already talked about how your person's wanting this intimacy here with you. So with the Six of Fire, that's that victory, that's that success. What do they want? Success. Well, they want success with this temptation they feel with you. They almost feel addicted in a way when it comes to you and your energy. And that's very, very tempting to them, and they definitely want success there. They want to progress this. They want to move in on this, okay? The Fortune's Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune, is also the number 10. Now, the World is about completion. So the number 10 is also about completing and renewing something. You have the Chariot right underneath that, which is that forward motion, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is about that turning point. And the Chariot is about moving things forward and having a lot of speed, momentum, the willpower here that they need. So this being the number 10 and being the Wheel of Fortune, and you see the heart here in the beginning, right here. This person is ready to turn things in your connection. They're ready to go to the next level, ready to move things up, okay? And they want to move forward. I feel honestly that your person feels their intuition, and with this intuition card over here at the bottom of the deck for the oracles, and this, I don't know if you can see this, the guardian angels underneath that, and then you have trust underneath that. This person is trying to trust their intuition and the guardian angels, the messages, synchronicities, and things that they get of coming towards you, and wanting to take action there when it comes to that. They're wanting to step into this Chariot role, okay? They're wanting to align this energy that they've been feeling, this renewed energy, this turning point in your connection. The Eight of Fire here is another card of speed, momentum, moving things forward, aligning with what you feel in your inside, and making that happen there on the outside. Underneath that, you have the Hermit. I don't think you have any cards. Yeah, there are no cards here at all that are reversed. I just noticed this. Wow. this person's energy is all coming together. Their thought process and their heart, they're starting to align, okay? This Eight of Fire is that momentum. The Hermit being here underneath that. I'm sorry, I keep hearing things in the background. It's throwing my focus off. They have done some serious, deep thought on this Eight of Fire, this communication towards you, this moving things forward here. They have really went internal here. You know, we talked about this choice card and them being isolating with themselves and them being thinking about you and this connection and what they want here with you and not really expressing that to many people. No, not many people know that this is even going on with inside of them. This is the same thing that I'm getting from here. This speed, momentum, emotion card, this is about the same thing. This is about them going deep down, having that internal reflection and really thinking about how they want to move things forward here with you and trying to figure out how they're going to do that and which key they're going to use. See here, which key they're going to use to unlock this door, how they're going to go about, because this is what I'm feeling. Okay, your person wants to move forward. Obviously, they want to upgrade in this connection. And I feel like that has to do with intimacy. If this is, okay, for purposes of understanding what's going on here, if this is a connection that was a friendship, it's like they want to move it up to a romantic relationship, okay? And they want to express themselves to you in that way. I just heard they want to touch you. So there you go. But this person, what this person's doing here, and I got that from the bottom of the deck energy here. The Page of Fire is about that exploration stage, okay? It's about them, how do I express this? It's about them having that explosive energy towards you and wanting to let themselves go, having that idea, that thought of that passion, that fire there. And with the Four of Swords underneath that, it's like this person is sitting on this, okay? They're just sitting on this. It's like they've just been waiting and waiting for the right opportunity. And looky there, you have the Sun underneath that. Yeah, and the Nine of Fire. This has been kind of a struggle because they've been wanting this clarity here with you, but they've been really sitting on this and debating and contemplating how they're going to go about, how they're going to move forward here with you in this connection, okay? Because they don't want to... This is part of your person's fear, okay? Right here. You have the Three of Air, which is the Three of Swords, which is that heartbreak, okay? And on this card, there are two birds right here. There's also a bird right here on this angel's wing, and she's looking away. It's very possible there could be a third party type thing going on here, or someone in this connection or around your connection that may get hurt in this situation. And that's something that they're thinking about. It's also something that they're wanting to let go of. You have the Eight of Cups here, and that's about letting go and releasing. And it's like they want to release that. They want to release this idea of someone else here possibly getting hurt in this situation. It's like they don't even want to think about this anymore. They're trying to let that go. But this is one of the reasons why your person hasn't brought all this energy forward to you yet, okay? Is because of this right here. And if there isn't someone else that could get hurt in this situation, then what this is telling me is that this is your person. Like I said over here, they've been sitting and waiting on this because they don't want to also get hurt, okay? And they're trying to, and this could be both. This could be both. If there is someone here that could get hurt, this could also be your person saying that they don't want to get hurt either. And they're trying to release that, okay? They're trying to release that fear of them getting hurt in this connection. Because I feel like this is one of the reasons that they feel they can't express this to you now, or they haven't expressed this to you yet. This is one of the reasons why they've been holding themselves back, is because they're afraid of getting hurt. But they're trying to release this energy, this fear of heartbreak. Then you have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Air, which I feel like this is how your person is kind of seeing you. And aren't these cards so pretty? These cards are so pretty. I forget how pretty these cards are. Sorry, I get distracted by the pretty things. So the Queen of Fire is, you know, the Queen of Wands, and she's holding a candle here that has a heart, and it's in the middle of it, it's green, like the heart chakra. This person definitely holds you in their heart for sure. And they feel like you're part of their destiny. I get this because these two cards right here go together to me. This Wheel of Fortune and this Queen of Fire, if you notice on these, this is about destiny and fate, okay? And her heart in the middle of it is the same round symbol as the symbol here, right? So they feel like in their heart that you are part of their destiny here. And then also, up here at the top, there's that heart, the same heart that's here. Do you see? Can you see that? So what I'm getting from that is that, yeah, this person sees you as being part of their destiny, as being part of their fate here. And the Queen of Wands, guys, she's passion. She's passion. And the Queen of Air is about that communicator. And it's like this person wants to bring this to you, okay? They want to communicate all this passion that they feel for you. And I feel like your person has just recently stepped into that courage of wanting to do that, that courage of having that ability to do so, okay? Ability to be this communicator. Does this make sense? I hope all of this makes sense overall. This is pretty, I feel like this is pretty clear, a pretty clear message. So, okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get rid of these, and I'm going to get some Moonology cards, and then we're going to get some quick messenger cards. So your person's energy, your person's in the energy of they're getting ready. They're just trying to figure out a way of coming towards you. And what I want to say here is that your person's trying to figure out a way of bringing this towards you to where they can kind of almost see how you feel without fully exposing themselves. Does that make sense? Without fully expressing themselves, they want to be able to know how you feel. So they're trying to really step into that logical mindset to where they can kind of try to figure out, it's almost like they're trying to manipulate that way of getting some information out of you without fully exposing how they feel or what they want with you. Does this make sense? It's kind of like when you flirt with somebody, guys. Look at that. A new romantic cycle begins, and it's time to take action. It's kind of like whenever you flirt with somebody, you know, you kind of flirt in a way of seeing if they'll flirt back or seeing if they take the bait. That's what I heard. That's funny. And that's what this person's kind of doing. Just fill out your energy, because, you know, they don't want to fully come out to you and say, oh my gosh, I want to be intimate with you. Can we do that? They want to do it in a way where they know how you feel, and then they're going to make a move on you. You know, they want it to be special. Well, that came right out. They want it to be, they hold you in such high regard, and they want it to be very special and meaningful, and they don't want to be, they don't want to mess this up. So they're really trying to decide what choice to make. You know, what key to choose to open that door, okay? 2 cards came out. I'll probably get the top of the deck, apparently. Okay. I said, yep, top of the deck. Okay, so we have surrender to the divine. The end of a tough cycle approaches, and luck is on your side, guys. Okay. So with this, boy, I tell you what, Capricorn and Sagittarius have been coming up a lot. You have also bring love into the situation, and communication is key underneath the bottom of the deck. And I'm going to take both of those as well. We're going to get some message cards here. With the surrender to the divine, what I'm gathering from that is that this is part of, you need to surrender to this connection as of what is, okay? I feel like your person really needs to take the lead on this, and you need to allow them to do that without having expectations, okay? Because they are in that energy of trying. They feel like they finally found the courage that they need in order to come towards you, and they're in that energy. So it's just kind of let yourself be in that accepting energy of whatever's going to happen, okay? And if you're in that acceptive energy, then it's going to be able to help this person draw in towards you instead of having expectations there. Okay. The other thing is at the end of a tough cycle approaches, I feel like full moon in Capricorn, okay? I feel like this is your person. Capricorn is the devil, I think, in tarot. And I feel like that is that tough cycle that is coming to a close. You know, we did see that on there, that there is a tough cycle that's supposed to, or a cycle that's supposed to end, and then they want the renewal here in this connection in an intimate way. So I'm also getting that with that being the devil, and you had the devil there. That temptation that popped up in your tarot was the devil, and here you have Capricorn again. So that's that cycle, okay, that's fixing to, the ending of that cycle is fixing to approach. That person, this person, your person, has finally got the courage that they need in order to come forward to you in that way. And that is fixing to, that them searching for that courage is closed out. They have it now. They found it, okay? They just need to decide how they're going to bring it towards you. And then luck is on your side, a new moon in Sagittarius. This luck is on your side this is part of that energy that Spirit's saying that you need to kind of step into, okay? And just know that this person is going to come towards you when they feel like they have this, they're able to hit the bullseye, okay? That's what I got from that right there. It's kind of funny. But everything that you've wanted with this person, or you've anticipated with this person, they're in that energy. You just have to sit and allow that to come towards you. Okay, luck is on your side here. You need to bring love into the situation with the new moon in Aquarius. And communication is key here. with new moon in Gemini. Excuse me. We have 3 new moons here and 2 full moons. So definitely, definitely closing out of this past cycle between you and this person, and a new cycle coming in, okay? Like I said, you're fixing to upgrade this connection. This person's wanting to move this thing onto a whole new level from what you've been at. Okay, let's get a few more. No? Okay. I said this will do it. This will do it. Okay, I tried to replace you, then I realized that you are irreplaceable and now you're gone. So you may have possibly stepped away from this person in a way. And when you did that, it's like this person realized that, oh crap, what did I do? What did I do? I've been too stagnant for too long. I've waited for too long to try to find the courage to approach this person. I need to make a move because I feel like if I don't make a move now, I'm going to lose this person forever. Does this make sense? And I do feel like your person probably stepped into an energy for a while of trying to replace you in some kind of way. But because of the way that they see you, like we talked about with those oracles in the beginning, and they can't, it's like whenever they're with someone else or they think about someone else or they try to date someone else, they can't get you off their mind and how that person that they're with is not like you. Does that make sense? My heart is yearning for you. Yeah, they are. They are. We did have the 2 hearts, you know, that popped up in those cards. I've been depressed lately. Things have been really hard. Yeah, see, this is part of that tough cycle there. And part of them, you know, we talked about them isolating themselves, and this is something that they've really been thinking about that no one else probably even knows about. And the fact that, you know, some people come into our lives, especially spiritual connections in a way, come into our lives and they really pull things out of us. And this person may have went through a time period where they felt they weren't good enough for you. And that's where that lack of courage came in. And them having that lack of courage was something that they had to experience and go through in order to gain the courage that they needed. Change them in the way that they see themselves and have more self-love for themselves and know that they are very much deserving of someone like you, and then build their confidence up to where they can approach you now. This is where what I'm getting here from this. The end of a tough cycle approaches, and I've been depressed lately. Things have been really hard. This is part of it, okay? This is part of this person's energy that they were in. They are closing out. They are getting rid of, okay? You make my heart skip a beat. I get butterflies whenever we talk. Yeah. You know, we had all those butterflies on your oracles in the beginning there. And that big butterfly that girl had on her back, or wings. And your person is in this energy. Hold on, they want to give... I'll make it up if you let me. I'll promise you that I am going to be better. Yeah, that's the person. That is your person's energy. That's what they want. They want to make this up to you. If this right here, they pulled away from you for a little bit. They tried to kind of get over you. And because they didn't feel like I feel that they didn't feel like you were someone that they could ever be with. And for some reason, something happened in your connection that gave them a new, renewed hope in this connection. And they've come to realize that they maybe do have a chance with you. And because of that little bit of hope, little bit of renewed hope there, it's helped them to build that courage back up. And their heart has always been longing for you. And they want to make that up to you. They want to make up the fact that they possibly didn't ever think about how if you did feel a certain way about them, they could be letting you down. You know, and maybe that thought did finally come up to their head here, and now they understand, like, oh crap, maybe I let this person down more than what I think I let them down. And they want to make that up to you. And they're going to be better. They're going to be better for you now. Your person's going to be in a whole different energy, okay? They are wanting to approach you. They're wanting to upgrade your connection into a closer, more intimate connection. And they want to express themselves here. But they're just right now, what they're doing is they're trying to figure out a way of doing that where they don't have to completely put themselves out there. Does that make sense? They're trying to release that Three of Swords, trying to release that idea that they could have heartbreak, that they could experience heartbreak with you. And if there's someone else in the back there, they're trying to release the idea that they could hurt someone else because their heart is yearning for you. And they can't get away from that. They can't unsee that. Okay? All right, pile one. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. I hope it made sense. And yeah, and I hope to see you again. Thanks. Bye. Hey, pile two. So if you chose this is the Fairy Tarot, and this is the teal colored cat's eye stone. Very pretty. And this is going to be your reading. I'll put that right there on top of the selenite. Okay. Okay, so, hey, pal two. Okay, so we're looking to see what your person is wishing that they could say to you, but they feel they can't say that to you. So what we're going to do here is actually, I know I'm shuffling the tarot, but what we're going to do first is we're going to get some of these oracles. This is the Vintage Wisdom Oracles. And I'm going to really use these oracles to kind of tell me about how your person kind of sees you. And that's going to lead me to understand more about what they really want to say to you. Okay? So, if that makes sense. Remember, only take what resonates in this reading. You know, these are general readings. So, some messages that you hear that, you know, you don't try to make them fit into your story or into your situation. Just know that maybe that was just a message that somebody else needed to hear. And yeah, only take the parts that fit in your puzzle, okay? Okay. So pile two. Okay. Trust. Wow. So I'm immediately, three things that I heard right off the bat from Spirit here is that you need to trust your own inner strength and your growth and transformation, how far you've come. Especially when it pertains to this person. Your strength that you have internally is going to carry you a long way. And even though that you're listening to this reading now to kind of help clarify what your own intuition is telling you here, you need to really find your own inner guidance and follow your own inner guidance. This is something that Spirit's wanting to tell you right off the bat, that you may have a problem with questioning your intuition, and you need to focus and be very well aware of all the growth that you've had and how you've transformed yourself. And you really need to focus on that inner strength that you have. That's going to, like I said, it's going to carry you a long way. You can trust this situation with this person. You need to Believe in what your intuition is telling you here. Highly, 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 guys. Okay, so I'm going to leave this card out, but this card, this is unusual, guys. This card was meant for y'all. This card was meant for you to hear, because I feel like for somebody, y'all have been really wishy-washy on your intuition and whether it's your intuition or what you want. And this was just this was something that you needed to hear, to know, to trust that intuition. Sometimes our intuition gives us what we want, and that doesn't mean that there's a problem there. Don't doubt that. Don't doubt your intuition. You have a very strong intuition. I feel like it's growing still. Your understanding of that. And because you've been trying to build on that so much so that you've kind of actually overly questioned it, okay? And you're being very critical of your own intuition here. You need to, it would help if you grounded yourself, if you connect with Mother Nature and kind of bring yourself back into that balance that you need. And just trust, guys. Just trust. Trust your feelings. Trust your emotion. And trust what your heart's telling you and what that intuition's trying to lead you towards, okay? Wow, that was really bizarre, but that message came out very strong and immediately when that card came out. So that was definitely something that somebody needed to hear, okay? I'm going to leave this card out because I feel like this also has to pertain, your intuition and the way we talked about it has to pertain to this connection with this person. So, okay, something else that they're telling me, guys. If you have consistently been watching readings, they're wanting you, and I know this is this is straight from spirit because obviously I want y'all to watch my readings, so I wouldn't be saying this, but this is for your highest good here. You need to ground yourself. You need to realign yourself. You need to pull away from that, because what I'm understanding here is if you continually keep relying on listening to those readings, you're pulling yourself away from your intuition here, which is causing you to have this unbalanced feeling. And your spirit guides are saying you've worked so very hard on building that up, and you're so strong internally when it comes to that and the transformation that you've made, that your intuition, the strength of your intuition will carry you, and you need to trust that. And if you're listening to a bunch of readings back to back, it's gonna cause an imbalance there, okay? Sometimes we just need to, it's okay to listen to them to get that verification that you need, but if you do it, this is a hard truth, guys, but if you do it repetitively, what it actually does, it causes an imbalance within your own heart's, your own compass there, your own heart's compass. And you start to lose your ability to understand yourself and your own intuition, okay? It's like your inner self is telling you, I'm trying to tell you what you need to hear. I'm trying to tell you what you need to do, and you're not listening to me. You're listening to the outside influences here. Does this make sense? Okay, so that message was for somebody. That's not for everybody. You'll know if that's for you, because I feel like you've already questioned this in your head. I feel like you've already questioned, maybe you've been listening to too many readings and now you're starting to get confused. You need to realign yourself, okay? Okay. Okay, that was random. That was about a 10-minute ongoing thing there. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to take just a minute. I'm gonna turn on some music in the background because it helps me to focus on what I'm doing here more. And yeah, so I'll be right back, okay? Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so also the other thing I wanted to say is that Spirit wants you to know that you can trust this situation, okay? This is something that I feel like, you know, it's thrown you off about that balance. So, okay, you need to know you can trust this situation. Sanctuary. Okay. Strength. I knew that was going to come out. This is something that we talked about. This also came out in pile 1. I got a much different message in pile 1 here with this card. But this was something that I knew was going to come out because we talked about the strength here on this card, your inner strength here. But now we're focused on this person, okay? And we're focused on what this person is thinking internally about what they wish they could say to you, but why they feel they can't say that. So 2 more cards came out here. Enchantment. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to leave it out, but I'm just scooting it to the side. Okay, so we have Sanctuary, Strength, Enchantment, and Gentleness. Gentleness. Okay. Just 1 second. I'm going to try to tune into what I'm feeling here. Compassion is also on the bottom of the deck. I'm going to take that into consideration there. Okay, guys. This person is someone that this strength card is what's pulling out to me the most here. And the reason for that is because this person, the most thing about you that they enjoy, that's what I heard, that they enjoy or that they are drawn to the most in you is the fact that they see you as being so internally strong here, okay? So able to stand on your own. Like they feel like you are a complete star in their eyes. They have noticed, you know, there's all kinds of symbolisms here of transformation, which we also got with the first card that came out for what I feel like was meant for you to hear. But you have a peacock on here. Then you have the dragonflies here, which are about that transformation. Heavy transformation, by the way. Very heavy transformation when it comes to dragonflies. This could possibly pertain to your foundation of some sort. You could have possibly had a complete renewal in your foundation, and you were able to rebuild yourself. And now you stand strong and you're proud of who you are. And this is the way that this person sees you, okay? It's almost like you've just renewed yourself. And now you're like stronger than you ever were before. But you're very stable within yourself. You're very stable with who you are and what you want. And that's something that they heavily admire about you. But they, again, there is a peacock. Her cloak that she's wearing in this sanctuary is a peacock. This is another reason with this being sanctuary why I feel that this person sees you as being rebuilding your foundation here. You possibly could even rebuilt your home foundation. Something from, it's like you took something of some sort and made it your own. But they recognize that. So they see you as being able to adapt to your surroundings here, okay? Like you're a person that can take themselves and stick them in anywhere, any situation, around anyone, and you're able to adapt around that situation and feel strong about it. Be okay with that. And do it in a very gentle and calming and but a way of doing it to where, okay, just let me explain in a story sense of how you know what I'm saying here, okay? If you were to walk into a room around people you've never met in an atmosphere that you haven't normally been around, you, in this person's eyes, are able to walk into this room proud and knowing who you are and adapt to the surroundings that you have around you, to the new people that are around you. You're able to stand strong in that within yourself. You know who you are. And this possibly could be a more recent transformation that you've made within yourself. And you do this in a way of where you're not boldly putting yourself out there, but you do it in a very graceful like way, to where you present yourself with poise. It's weird, I don't ever use that word, but that's what came to mind. And grace. And this is something that they heavily admire in you, okay? This is the way your person is seeing you, which is, I mean, great. Just great. Okay, then we have enchantment here, okay? This is part of this feeling that this person has for you, okay? This enchantment here. They see you as someone that is very enchanting, okay? Someone, you draw them in towards you. And it could be in the simplest things that you do. For instance, on here, she's just brushing her hair with her fingers. And even those simple things like that you do, this person recognizes that, and they see that as very enchanting to them. It really draws them in and where they want to focus in on you there. You are someone that has brought them a lot of clarity. You've shined a lot of light on things that they have not seen before, things they have not noticed before. And the way that this person looks at you and the way that you draw them in this way has internally within them caused them this. You may have caused this person's awakening to new perspectives on the world. But internally, you've also, okay, if this hasn't happened yet, this will happen soon. This person is going to, inside themselves, it's like they felt out of nowhere this unexpected change of how they look at you, okay? It's like, okay, because of, I feel because of a recent change inside yourself, okay? Like these dragonflies, and I didn't finish saying this earlier, but these dragonflies here, Mac might be significant to someone. Just what I hear. These dragonflies right here. Dragonflies are very, very, very transformative, okay? I feel like even more so than the butterfly, because dragonflies have been around for literally millions of years. And they actually start as swimmers. They start in the water, and they actually live in the water for years before they turn into something that can fly. And something interesting that is in some cultures, they say that the reason dragonflies have 4 wings instead of 2 is because angels use them to ride on their backs. Just interesting little fact there. So if you do see dragonflies, sometimes that's a significant indicator that your angels are with you in that moment and helping to give you strength. And that's funny because this card is the card of strength. So yeah, there you go. But this person sees you as someone that can easily adapt. You're able to move yourself in and out of situations. And that's something that this person really is drawn to you because of and really picks up on. It's almost like this person, if they had an opportunity, they would travel with you, for sure. But they are awakening because of this transformation, like I was going to say, because of this transformation that you've made internally within yourself. They've recognized that, and it's opened their eyes up to a whole new way of looking at you. And I feel like this person, is looking at you now in a much deeper way than what they used to look at you. They maybe used to look at you and thought, yeah, this person, this person is definitely has good looks and is kind and giving and nurturing, but now they look at you on a whole new level, okay? Like this person, because of this transformation that you went through, now they're looking at you like way more in depth. And they're realizing now that they feel a much stronger bond to you than they've ever realized before. And if they haven't, they're in the process of doing that right now, okay? That is unfolding right now. You're someone that offers them a lot of peace when it comes to their growth in life. There's something I feel like that's going to happen between you and this person around wintertime, December, January, or February, somewhere around wintertime. You and this person are going to, y'all's connection here is going to become, okay, there's a lot I've got to express here with this card. Around wintertime, your connection with this person is going to become more committed, okay? And you're going to gain a lot of peace from that. If not committed to each other, it's just that idea of you two having the same feelings for each other and being able to grow on that. That's the commitment I'm talking about, okay? This is going to bring both of you a whole lot of peace and comfort, because I feel like this was a process that has been going on for a long period of time and something that you've been hoping for. And this may be something that comes out of the woodwork, okay? This may be something that just comes up out of nowhere, and you're just like, wow, I have went through this process of where I've finally let this go, like the outcome of what's going to happen in this connection go. And because I've done that, I haven't really been thinking about it as often. And here we are, and out of nowhere, it's just going to happen. Something is just going to happen. Wintertime, guys, heavy winter energy here. And it's going to give you tremendous amounts of peace, okay? And having that knowing that this person and you have the same understanding about your connection and the same understanding about each other and how you feel about one another. And it's going to be it's going to come in like quickly, and you're not going to expect it, but it's going to be gentle. See, it's going to be it's weird because it feels like it's going to happen quickly, but it's going to be a slow quick. Does that make sense? Okay, how I can describe this in the way that they're telling me here is a river. You know, some parts of the river, some parts of the river, not the rapid parts, but the parts that are just flowing, right? From a distance, you don't realize how that water is just going as fast as it is. It just looks like it's flowing, right? Really graceful, really gentle. But if you put something in the water, like a flower, naturally, if you put a flower in the water and watch, it actually goes really quick. That's what I'm feeling from this. That's why this energy is going to come in, okay? So much peace off of this card, guys. Okay. Okay, so I know that was kind of... I tell you what I'm getting from the oracles, and I know that was like not so much on what this person wishes they could say to you, but it kind of is, because it's how this person sees you. And I'm sure if this person could tell you how they feel or how they see you, they would. So technically that is something that they wish they could tell you, right? So let's see what tarot says. Lots of stuff off those cards. I like those cards. Those are newer oracles. I haven't used them very often. Also, this compassion that's over here that was at the bottom of the deck, this one. You have maybe shown this person a lot of compassion at a moment where they felt they were the weakest, or they felt they didn't have many people supporting them or around them. And that was something that also caused this person to really look at you in a different kind of light, a different kind of way. And I feel like this is something that this person, look at that, guys, underneath that passion is that awakening card. Look at that. And divine timing. Wow. Let's look at that. Why not? Because we talked about it, and there it is. Divine timing. There's that awakening and compassion. So definitely what I was just talking about with this compassion card, this is something that about this time, you know, we talked about with this enchantment, that you may have caused this person's awakening, the way that they see you, or the new perspectives that you brought on how you see life. And this might have been at a moment where they were down, a moment where they were on their at their weakest, and you were there for them in a way, and you showed them so much compassion. That might have been what caused this awakening within them. To not only awaken to new ideas and perspectives of life, like an actual spiritual awakening maybe, but an actual awakening to who you truly are, and them being able to really see within inside of you, and not just see what your persona is on the outside, but really being able to see you like a much deeper level, like we talked about. This was all part of divine timing. You may have a soul contract with this person. There's those dragonflies again. And there's 2 on this card. This was all part of divine timing here, guys. The way that this happened, the way this took place. Okay. It's also caused you, with that freedom card underneath that divine timing, it's probably caused you to be able to be free in who you are. Like we talked, this transformation we talked about. This person could have also been able to have this person there, if this was a spiritual connection, could have also freed you from yourself. Freed you in a way of having a transformation within inside yourself. Okay? Okay, so let's see what Tarot says. Okay. Look at that. The King of Wands. Right there. Just popped right out, didn't it? Wait a second. The King of Wands. I'm gonna double, look at that. Okay, I have to point that out because I already saw it. The Ace of Winter on the back of the deck. The Ace of Winter on the back of the deck. I talked about winter, and the Ace of Winter is the Ace of Swords, which is about that mental clarity and having a breakthrough. And it's winter on these cards, and I just totally just remembered that this is the deck that I'm using, and it goes by seasons. That's wild. Okay. Give me just 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that. I have to double check because I feel like sometimes I always get these confused here. So spring is fire, is wands, and summer is cups. So this is the King of Cups that just came out, and I'm going to read to you what it says on here. It says a romantic partner you can trust. And quite literally, guys, we have this trust card. It was the first card that came out. You know, we talked about all the stuff that I got for you guys, but that is synchronistic, like crazy. So we talked about you being able to trust this person and really following your intuition on that. And it says a romantic partner you can trust. Excellent advice that comes from the heart. Getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor, okay? So, I mean, there you go. Spirit's telling you once again that you can trust the situation, okay, with this person. And this person also feels this way about you, okay? These are things that this person wants to be able to say to you or wishes they could say to you, but they don't feel like they can. Okay, so we have the World. And the Prince of Cups. I'm going to get them all out and then I'll tell you what I'm seeing. Now we have the Princess of Winter. So the princes are the knights and the princesses are the pages. I'll go back and tell you what these mean. We have the Three of Cups. Because I know it's confusing because they're so like different, but so I'll go back and tell you. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull the clarifiers and then we'll get the bottom of the deck energy here, okay? So why is this King of Cups here? So you have the Nine of Pentacles. I know I'm being quiet, guys. I'm really, I've been really tuned in lately. And I'm just really listening to everything I'm hearing. Okay, well, they wanted to give me a lot for that. Wow, that's strange. Okay, I'm going to take these. You have, to clarify the World here, which is that completion, It's also kind of about travel, which we talked about up here, but and accomplishments. So we have the King of Wands in reverse, which is that impatient, impulsive energy there, and then you have the Knight of Wands, which is strange, huh? And it's upright, which is about that passion and that drive and that taking inspired action there, taking immediate action here. And then you have Justice in reverse, which is about dishonesty, which is strange because we have trust here so much. So there's a huge sword on here and two people together holding a sword. And it's also about injustice, obviously. And I don't know why I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys this, but it's coming through, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for it. And then we'll go back. What I'm getting from all this put together is that this person wishes they could tell you that they feel completely impatient with their energy they're in right now. They don't feel like they're ready, or they would honor you in any kind of way if they were to come forward to you right now in this moment. They would love to be able to take immediate action on a passionate relationship with you, but they don't feel like they would be doing you any kind of justice if they did that. They wish they could tell you this. They wish they could tell you this. And this is part of that world here. This is part of that accomplishment here. Is that they want to step into this energy of being this honorable person and being this strong, honorable person and bringing this offer to you. And they want to do justice by you, but they're just unable at this moment to do that because they're not quite complete yet on their internal thinking, okay? The way that they see things internally. But I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the way they see themselves, okay? They're not up to where you are. And until they feel they can get to that energy to where you are, how you feel about yourself, which is what we talked about up here, and how strong they feel you are within, then they feel like they would be doing you an injustice if they brought themselves to you as who they are right now, okay? It's like they're not good enough for you yet, and they know that, and they recognize that, and they wish they could tell you that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest here, and then we'll go back. I don't know why they wanted me to jump the gun on that one, but I feel like I needed to bring that out. So, wow. Let's clarify the Knight of Cups in reverse. You have the Nine of Wands and the Six of Wands in reverse on top of that. Why is the Princess of Wands happening down here? What is the Page of Swords here? So what's this Page of Swords? I'm gonna let that one come out because it kind of jumped up on me. The Princess. So to clarify, the Princess of Winter, you have the Princess of Autumn, which is the Page of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. Wow. So to clarify the Three of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords in reverse and the Moon on top of that. Your bottom of the deck energy, wow. Your bottom of the deck energy is the Lovers. And to clarify that, you have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Hermit and the Magician. Holy cow, guys. And the Emperor. Oh my gosh. And Renewal, which is the number 20, which is Judgment. Look at that. Wow. 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 Okay. I don't even know what to do with those. Got a whole table full. Can y'all see all these? I mean, my gosh. let's get going here, because my God, I only gave myself like 15 minutes to go through all this. Y'all had a lot that came out with those oracles though, so you know how I am. I kind of let time go out the window whenever I'm doing this. I want to make sure I bring all these messages to you guys that I'm hearing, that I'm seeing. Everything, every bit of it to me is important, so I don't want to leave anything out. This is crazy right here. Let's start with this bottom of the deck energy, okay? So obviously the very bottom of the deck energy was the Lovers, which is that true love that they feel with you, okay? It's a choice that you have to make from the heart. And the choice that they're wanting to make here is you. They want to know, they wish they could tell you that they do choose you. They see you in that way. But you have the Knight of, see how confusing this is? The Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck in reverse. So that's that procrastination, okay, that this person feels. And it's part of this energy that we talked about over here with the World, and them feeling like they wouldn't do you justice if they came to you with who they are right now. This person does see you in this way, but it's like they're holding on to that. They're not ready to approach you at this moment, okay? They're in this Hermit energy where they're really trying to go within. They're really trying to have that spiritual growth that they need, that growth within their life, and they know that. They're very much so aware of that. They're trying to manifest who they want to be, okay? They're trying to be able to grow and manifest who they want to be. They want to be this Emperor. And look at this particular Emperor here, guys. He's holding a ball of fire that has a heart in it, and then a wand that has the world on it, which is what this person wants to bring you. This says on here, use logic and structure to increase your success. Get organized, a firm but compassionate leader. This is who this person is trying to be. This is who they're trying to manifest within themselves. And then you have renewal here, which is that Judgment. Once they get into this energy of being able to be this Emperor here and manifest who they want to be, they will come out of this Hermit mode and they'll have this renewal. They'll bring you something, okay? This is something that they need to go through as well. This is something that they need to experience within inside themselves in order to grow. They need to be able to release all the judgment that they have within inside themselves and the judgment that they feel with others. Because they feel if they can step into that Emperor type role, then whatever anybody else says about you or about this connection or about them isn't going to matter to them, okay? Because they're the Emperor. And they're able to manifest everything that they want and they need, because they are also the Magician. They need to step into this energy, and you need to be able to give them that space in order for them to do so. They're not going to offer you this. The Knight of Pentacles is actually... The Knight of Pentacles is actually a new opportunity or an offer of some sort, a grounded offer that they want to bring to you. They're not going to do that. They're not going to bring that to you pertaining to this Lovers until they get into this energy over here of the Emperor and the Magician and renewing themselves. They're in this Hermit mode. They're trying to do that. You need to allow that time, that space in order for them to do so, okay? They're not going to do you about any injustice, because the way they look and see you, the way they feel about you, they're not going to come to you in an energy that's not suitable to what you are or what you deserve. So let's start over here with this. This King of Cups is the first card that came out, and it says a romantic partner you can trust. This is part of Spirit letting you know that you can trust this person, okay? Anything that you've been going on in your head, if they haven't brought you a certain way that you wanted them to bring you, like an expectation that you probably had, then they're wanting you to understand that you can trust this person. You need to find your alignment within yourself. Go back to your own intuition there, and you need to trust that intuition that you feel, that strength of that intuition that you feel. The Knight of Pentacles here underneath this King of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles is like having that abundance, okay? And to me, I don't think everybody really sees it like this, but I see the the Nine of Pentacles as someone that is very independent, because it's an independent energy. It's, to me, it's being able to work hard and have that abundance for yourself and a milestone met within yourself. And I feel like this is part of that this person here is wanting to step into, okay? This is what they're trying to do. They're trying to be honorable towards you and towards themselves. They want to be independent here when it comes to their abundance. They want to be successful. This card literally says, reward yourself with all the hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed. Cherishing your time alone. This person is really trying to step into that energy, and they're trying to honor you, okay? They want to honor you. The world here, we already talked about. This person feels like if they come towards you as of right now, which they do have that impulsive energy, and they know that about themselves. When they see something that they want, they kind of impulsively want to move towards that. And without having a logical mindset, right? They're holding themselves back from taking this immediate action towards this passion that they do feel for you here. They're holding themselves back because they know that it would do you an injustice, and they're not going to do that to you because they see you in such a bright light. Okay. I just heard, that's okay. That's okay. They can come to me anyways. I don't care, but it's, they care. Okay. They care about bringing that energy towards you because they care so deeply for you, and they know that they definitely don't want to mess this up. Okay, they definitely don't want to mess this up. And they know, they're very well aware that they're in that impulsive type energy. They're in that energy of that ego, that egotistic kind of energy. They know that about themselves, okay? They recognize it, which is the first step, by the way. But they recognize that, and then they're not going to bring that to you because you deserve way more than that. And if they did, and they don't work on themselves first and align themselves to your energy, then they're afraid that it's not going to work out in the end like they want. And they want this Lovers here, guys, okay? And so they're really trying to work on themselves, to bring themselves to you in the best version of themselves. The Prince of Cups in reverse is the Knight of Cups in reverse, and that's that love offer. Okay, that's that romantic love offer. It's in reverse because it's being blocked, but they're blocking it themselves. They do have with this. Sorry, I get a little ahead of myself. They do see. This is exactly the same thing that I've kind of already discussed over here. This is the Six of Wands being in reverse. Let me slow down here for just a second. Is them being in that pessimistic energy, okay? The Nine of Wands is them being in that, having that courage. Having that courage for what? Well, having that courage for this Nine of Cups in reverse. Getting through those negative emotions, those negative mindsets that they would be so unfulfilling to you. They have to build their courage up. That's what this is right here, okay? They have to build their courage up in order to step into this this Six of Wands upright. In order to have success here with you, they're going to have to build their courage up in order to do that, because this is about self-doubt, okay? And this is a struggle for them with this Nine of Wands. It's like they're trying to push through that final bit of that self-doubt, that if they brought something like this to you, that you wouldn't take that offer. This is part of what they have to work on. This is what they would be telling you if they could, okay? So we have the we have the Page of Swords here. And then you have the Page of Pentacles here. So they wish that they could come to you and be truthful and open and honest about all of this. And they wish that they could actually bring that to you, okay? They wish that they could be in an energy of being completely open and honest with where they are and what they want. And they have that idea in their head, actually. They currently have that idea in their head that that's something that they would like to be able to discuss with you, that they need time in order to become this person that they want to come. But they're worried that if they were to discuss all of this here with you, that they would lose the friendship that they do feel with you, and being able to grow on that friendship that they have with you. So they're trying to be very gentle with this whole situation, like we have up here, okay? They're trying to be very gentle with this whole situation. And they don't want to, the reason this person's not saying all this to you is because they don't want to mess up right now what they have. They want to build on this friendship with you, with this Three of Cups. They want to collaborate and celebrate and build on this friendship here that they have with you. And grow this thing gradually. Also, I've got to mention here, guys, because it's... Some of you, this is not going to resonate for everybody, so please take this and don't cling on too tightly with this one. But this card right here, this gentleness, we talked about wintertime, and she is actually a bride. She's dressed in white. She has the veil and everything. She's getting married here. This is a bride. On this card, this is celebration, guys. This is celebrating, and it actually says wedding on here. It says announcements such as a wedding. This card right here is the Ten of Winter. The Ten of Winter is the Ten of Swords in reverse. This card is wintertime. Look, it shows winter on this card. Not all the winter cards show everything that have to do with winter. I don't feel. Do they? No. Well, there's only 2 out. But it actually shows wintertime on this card. And this being the Ten of Swords and it being in reverse. Oh, and let's not forget you have the moon on top of that. Okay. And here, guys, I have to say, the Lovers here. In this card, the Lovers is them getting married. Isn't that strange? So that's a message for somebody. If you're wanting to know that message, there you go. This might not be a marriage that is like government bound. This might actually just be a spiritual type of a marriage, but or connection with this person. But I mean, we did see that contract, that divine timing. You remember that? We talked about that. So the Ten of let's focus on this. Focus here. Talking to myself. This is about recovery for me. This Ten of Swords in reverse is about recovery because it's right underneath this Three of Cups, which we talked about, that friendship. And I feel like this person is wanting to recover, or how do I express this? With the moon here on top of this card, okay? The moon is about those illusions and your subconscious mind. It's also about having fears and anxieties. So this is what makes me believe that this person is fearful that they'll lose this friendship with you if they bring this to you right now, because they're not the person that they want to be right now, and they don't want to. They're afraid if they bring you who they are right now, that they're going to mess this friendship up with you, and then you won't have anything to do with them, and they'll have to recover that. And that's one of their fears, okay? And the other thing that I was getting here is that they also are in this energy of being a little bit fearful that this is part of what they wish for you in the future here. If it's a marriage, or if it's a spiritual connection, or if it's a something to do for that, they may feel that might be an illusion, and they're afraid to bring it out into the open to you, and then that be something that messes this friendship up. Okay? These are the reasons why this person hasn't brought this to you now. Yes, they care about you. Yes, they're falling in love with you. Yes, they see you as their ultimate lover here. And yes, they want to experience all these things with you. but they're not the person that they need to be in order to do that. And they definitely don't want to bring you any weak offer. They want to bring you everything, not just a little bit. And they are fearful of messing up a friendship that they have with you, and they would rather grow on this friendship than to take a chance of messing this up. There are some things that they have to work on, okay? Some self-doubt of how you feel. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clear these out because there's so many. And I'm going to get some Moonology cards, and then I'm also going to get some message cards real quick from your person. But as far as advice goes, I'm already wanting to say for you guys, you really need to, I mean, we'll see what Moonology says, but you really need to give this person the time that they need in order to grow and have that transformation completely like what you had, okay? Because this person doesn't want to do you any kind of injustice, and you need to, I feel like you should honor that the way that they're trying to honor you. But I would definitely, if you're okay with waiting on this person, I wouldn't tell anybody to ever wait on anybody. So you choose, you know, you really need to follow your intuition here. But this person, I feel, is trying to work on themselves. But you need to, I would definitely give this person an opportunity to do that, because they really care about you a lot. They really see you in a extraordinary light. But I would also hold on to that friendship that you have with this person. Have fun with this person. Experience that 3 of Cups with this person. Celebrate, go out, have fun, enjoy each other's company, grow on that, okay? That's going to help them get away from that self-doubt that they feel and any of those negative emotions that they feel about offering you anything. And that's a way for you to help them here. Okay. Nothing will come of this situation. This is part of what we've already talked about. Show the world the real you. Yeah. Full moon in Aquarius. This is part of a new romantic cycle begins. A new moon in Libra. And the bottom of the deck is, look at that winter card, guys. What do you need to release the waning moon? Okay. Okay. So let's also get some message cards from this person real quick. I think that y'all's reading went on and on and on and on forever. But you had some really good messages come through. So let's go ahead and talk about this while I'm shuffling these cards. Nothing will come of this situation is part of what we've already kind of talked about. You need to give this person that time that they need. I know you want, like I heard, I think, that was probably you. I heard saying, I want this person so bad. I mean, I'll take whatever, I'll take them like they are right now, but you don't want them like they are right now. And you definitely don't want to take a chance of something happening in the future and y'all having to come back and trust each other again, because they recognize their impulsivity. They recognize the ego side of themselves, and they don't want to come forward to you and bring you that, and you definitely don't want that to happen, okay? You don't want anything, you just don't. You just don't, okay? Give this person the time that they need. Show the world the real you here. Just keep being yourself around this person. Be able to grow on that friendship like what we talked about, okay? Don't hold back. Be who you are around this person. Don't be timid and stuff because you don't know what they're feeling or what they're thinking. Just be you. Just be you. That's what this person wants. This person loves you for you. They do. They see you deep down, internally. And also, I feel like this person would recognize if you weren't being yourself anyways. Or you're holding back in some kind of way. So with this new romantic cycle begins, this new moon in Libra, if you'll step into this energy like what we're talking about, then everything's going to help balance itself out here with you and this person. And then you'll have this new idea here. I also want to point out the timelines that take place in these two cards. this balancing energy, this new moon energy. And then you have again, and it's in the same spot as all these rest of these cards. Wintertime here, guys. Wintertime. I'm telling you, something is going to happen. End of November, heavy December, and January, okay? Something's going to happen. But it says, what do you need to release, okay? And I feel like, you know, in order to release, in order to have this new romantic cycle here and all this stuff to come together, you need to be able to release fear, doubt, insecurities. You need to be able to leave all that behind, and also leave behind the expectations that you feel for what's going to happen here in the future. I know that sounds like, that is like a load. You're like, oh, okay, that's easy. I'll wake up tomorrow and do that. I know you need to work on it, but you have time here, okay? Just refocus your energy. Just keep refocusing your energy. Anything that happens, that I posted this on my Instagram because it came to me the other night. Anything that happens here that's a disappointment and you're having a hard time getting over that disappointment. And I know things hurt intensely when you're disappointed about things. But you have to be the one to realign that energy. So you have to say to yourself, I understand that this is a disappointment right now, but the universe has my back. And the universe would not disappoint me without giving me something in the future. So there's got to be a reason that they're not allowing this to take place right now. There's something better that's going to occur in the future that's waiting for me. And that is how you realign your energy and you get back to balance with inside yourself so that you can allow for those good things to happen in the future. Because if you put that energy of positivity out there, then those good things are going to come to you. But if you're constantly in that self-doubt or that negative energy there, it's going to be blockages, okay? So you need to release all that. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Maybe this break is for a good reason. Maybe this time apart will help us come back together. This is part of nothing will come of this situation and that break that you need to give this person. This doesn't mean that you have to actually physically not be around this person, but this person is in hermit mode. And literally this hermit mode in particular, it says find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. And they're going through that. So just give them that time that they need, you know? Don't be constantly reaching out to this person. Just give them some space and let them come to you, or, you know, every so often, but don't be so intense when this person, because they're trying, very much so, they're trying so hard to be the person that they can be for you and for themselves. Blah, 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 blah. For themselves above anything else, okay? They want to be this emperor energy here. Okay, so what else? You are the one that I've been looking for my whole life. Oh. Okay, that one's gonna make me cry. Yeah. This person sees you as this bride. I mean, come on, we talked about this. This lovers, they see you as that true love. They definitely do. Sometimes I stare at my phone and become stuck. Yeah, because they're stuck in this energy right now of, man, I really want something with this person. I really want to come to this person. I really want to offer this person something. To, you know, you can't do that right now because you're not who you want to be. You don't want to bring yourself as who you are right now to this person. You need to be more strong within inside yourself. Okay, so that impulsive energy of wanting to reach out is there, but until they are in the energy of this emperor and this magician and being able to be who they want internally, it's never going to completely play out, and they know that. So they're trying to spend that time with working on themselves there. Okay, babe, I love you and I want to be with you. These are good cards, guys. Like, you never know what you're going to get with these love notes, but these are good ones. This one right here is a really good one. I love you and I want to be with you. They do. You're the one that they've waited their whole life for. Okay, guys, that's a great way to end this reading. Long, very long reading. But I hope you enjoyed it. I really liked it a lot. This reading was good. I liked it. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated, and I hope to see you again. Thanks. Hey, pile 3. Okay, so I'm excited about you guys because I get to use this Crystal Unicorn Tarot, and I really like it a lot. So if you chose the Crystal Unicorn Tarot, and this is the I never, ever, 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 ever can say this. It's so frustrating. I don't know why either. It's not hard. The Aqua Rose Crystal Quartz Crystal. And this is your reading. Isn't it pretty? Okay. So, wow. So the rose quartz is actually good for healing a broken heart. I'm sure y'all know that, but I'll tell you anyways. Okay, so before we get tarot, we're actually going to pull these oracle cards here. And this is going to kind of help me to get a better overall sense of how your person is really seeing you in this connection. And that's going to help me understand what tarot has to say about what they wish they could say to you, okay, and why they're not saying it. So far, pile 1 and pile 2 are both interesting readings. I really enjoyed them a lot. They lasted forever. Because all my readings do apparently last forever. But that's okay. You don't have to listen to the whole thing, you know. But you might. Because if you don't, you may actually miss out on a lot of good information. Just saying. But I know I talk a lot. But I hear a lot. I want to make sure that I bring all those messages, because I don't want to leave y'all without giving you everything that is meant to be heard. So there you go. Okay, guys. So let's figure out what this person sees you, okay? How does this person see you currently? What are they wishing that they could say to you? Okay. Celebration. Oh, I like this card. This card is unusual. Why is this unusual? Her hand looks funny in this card. Okay. Celebration. Okay. Let's see what else we have, and then we'll break down what I'm seeing here. I have to say, we have divine timing and balance. Let me see what the bottom of the deck is here. Faith. Faith. Thought and new beginnings. Okay, guys. I want to say that I'm having this feeling that this is a newer connection. Okay? I'm having this feeling here that this connection that you have with this person here is a new connection. This is a new person to you. If this doesn't resonate with you, then I don't think that this is your pile, because I'm telling you, I feel like this person that you're coming to this reading for, that they wish that what they wish they could say to you and why they're not, I feel like this is a new person. It may be someone that you already know, but as far as a romantic connection here, this is new. Okay? Okay, so let me tell you what I'm seeing here right off the bat. So with this celebration here, what I'm gathering here from that is that you may have met this person in some sort of celebration, some sort of event. This could be a wedding. This could be a get-together. Quinceañera. I just heard that, guys. That's funny. I don't ever hear that. This could be something, just a place that you went and you got together with a group of people and you were having fun and enjoying yourself, and there may have been some alcohol involved here, but this was some you met this person there, okay? You have recently met this person. This is a new person, and this is where they saw you. They saw you in this environment of having fun and being yourself, and this is something that they just can't. This person is remembering this over and over and over in their mind, okay? And they're like, I just can't get over this person that I saw at this get-together that we had. I just can't get over the fact that I was so drawn to them and I enjoyed their company so much. And this is something that is all played out in divine timing here. Dance, some kind of dance or something with you and this person. I keep hearing dance. And this person just sat back and just really admired you. They maybe like what you were wearing at that time. And you as well, I feel like. You as well. I feel like you kind of admired this person, what they were wearing or how they presented themselves. This may be somebody different from what you would normally be drawn to. For instance, you may be drawn to people that have light colored hair and this person had darker colored hair. But this is definitely something that was put in place for a divine timing. This person has a reason. Everybody has a reason into your life. But this person and this particular time or event was placed perfectly. It was all part of this divine timing here. And I feel like this person is here to help you bring yourself back into balance. And I didn't even realize it, but look, this is a ballerina. This is dance. This is dance. That's funny. I don't care if y'all believe me or not, but I really didn't notice that until just now. But this person is here to help you bring yourself back into balance. Okay? This is a new beginning for you. This person's going to bring a new beginning for you and harmony back into your life. You may have recently been in, you may have recently have had some sort of tower moment happen in your life, like a breakdown of a relationship or connection or anything like that. And this person here has come into your life to help bring you back into peace, to bring you back into harmony. And this person has been heavily on your mind, and you have a lot of faith in where this is going or where this is headed, okay? And you and this person are mirroring each other when it comes to this. This person feels the same way. This is something that maybe possibly you and this person share with one another, is that you're coming out of maybe I don't want to say a bad breakup, but maybe a breakup of some sort. You're both coming out of some kind of previous relationship here. Hold on, I have to fix this camera because it's a little off. There, that's better. And it's like, this is part of what's bringing this balance into it, okay? You being able to connect and resonate with this person. But you're heavily on each other's minds. You think about each other a lot since this event took place here. And you both have faith that this connection is going to go somewhere. Okay. This person may have blue eyes, and it could have been something that's drawn you to them, or vice versa. Something that they admired or drew them towards you is your eyes. This person may have a lot of energy, and you may be in the same kind of sense of personality, and that's something else that y'all can balance each other out there. Y'all both have that, y'all both feel like y'all have a lot of energy to give. So you understand each other on that level. Okay. So I'm going to leave these cards out, but I'm going to go ahead and get tarot. I feel like I need to go ahead and start getting out tarot. So this is kind of different. I wasn't expecting something like this. This is a new connection, guys. This is a new discovery, a new person. You know, I said that it could be someone you already know, and you're just kind of having this romantic side to them. But I want to say heavily, heavily that this is a new connection. Okay. I'm going to get some tarot here. This is something that you and this person, I just want to make sure I get everything I can off these cards I'm seeing. Oh, I didn't even notice, see? There's 2 candles on here. Wow. There's 3 actually. There's one over here too. This may have been, you may have like pulled an all-nighter with this person. You may have celebrated like well into the night, the morning time with this person. Sorry, I know I got quiet. I'm just really wanting to try to pull off everything else that I can from these cards. Sometimes I get a whole lot, and then sometimes I just get certain things. You really, maybe both, but I feel like whoever is the masculine energy in this reading really liked what the feminine person was wearing at this time. The time that y'all were together, the time that you met. Really enjoyed the way your body moved with whatever it was that you were wearing at that time. Okay. Okay, so let's pull some tarot. Wow. One of you may be closely connected to Louisiana. I don't know why that came out, and no, that has nothing to do with the hurricane over there. But yeah, everybody needs to send those people some love, because boy, they're experiencing some devastation at this time. But that's not why I'm seeing that. I'm getting that because on this side of the card over here, there's a lot of swampiness, especially this tree that's sticking out right here. It reminds me of the swamp. And I heard Louisiana when I was thinking about it. So, just telling you what I hear. Take what resonates. That could have been a sign you asked for as well. This is so new, this connection. There's also a nest here that has eggs, 2 eggs in it, which is again signifying that new beginning. This person is definitely going to bring you some peace as far as helping yourself be more balanced goes. Okay, so let's see what tarot has to say. Okay. Normally I wouldn't take all this. I'm going to. There's because of the star. And I was talking about balance, and these two pals are the way that they're, okay. So this reminds me of the Temperance, and it reminds me of that balance. And the star, it's the star, okay? I'm gonna take that. There's stuff there that we need to talk about, guys. Oh my gosh, no way. The last pile had the Lovers at the bottom. Yeah. And you have the Nine of Pentacles under that. And the Knight of Wands under that. And the Ten of Pentacles under that. And there's that balance with the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so what I'm getting from this bottom of the deck before we even get into what came out in tarot here, the Ten of Pentacles in reverse could be that connection that you previously had that was a disconnect, okay? This could have been, you could have had a family with someone else or something that didn't work out. That's what I'm getting from this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So you took inspired action here to move towards this Nine of Pentacles, which is this independent energy, and the Lovers, like a new connection, a choice. Okay, let's see what tarot says. So I'm going to place these how I feel like these are clarifiers here. So I'm going to place them as so. We'll see what comes out here. So you have the Star, the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, look at that, 2 sevens back to back, and the Queen of Swords. There's your counterpart energy right there. You have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Lots of queens here. This is a smaller spread, and we have literally, no, that's not true. I was just gonna say, we have all the queens, but it's not, there's 3. So we have 3 queens here. We have the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Swords. We also have the King of Swords here, and 2 sevens. And the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. And underneath the Lovers is that Nine of Pentacles, which is that independent energy that we talked about. So you took inspired action towards your newfound independence, your new independent energy here. And towards this Lovers, towards a choice of looking towards new love. And I feel like you found it. I don't know that you necessarily are in the energy of loving this person, or this person's in the energy of loving you, but you definitely found something with someone here. So we have the Star to begin. The Star is about that that new renewed hope, okay, and opportunities. Underneath that you have the Queen of Pentacles, which is that that practicability, okay, that being able to take a practical approach towards your renewed hope and your opportunities. So this is how this person's seeing, or this is what this person is wishing that they could say to you, okay? They wish that they could tell you that they see you. I feel like this is heavy energy of mirroring. I feel like this, because of this balance here especially, I feel like this person and you kind of feel the same way. So keep that in mind during this, when I'm explaining this tarot here. So this person sees you as being a practical new beginning in their life, okay? A practical, renewed, hopeful beginning in their life. They see you as being in a Queen of Cups energy, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, that this is all about the energy that they see you in. And the Queen of Cups is about being very compassionate and being very healing. Your energy being very healing, which again, I talked about here with this balance and the way that you're going to bring, this person's going to bring that peace and harmony into this connection and help bring you back into balance. This is the way this person sees you as well, okay? This is what they wish they could say to you. So you're going to hear me in this reading kind of flip-flop. And again, you know, I keep talking about this balance and you and this person feeling the same way about one another. And you see the 2 sevens here that are actually mirrored, which again is that same sense of energy that I'm feeling. So if I say you in one sense and then I say your person in the other sense, I'm feeling it in the same sense. I'm feeling both sides here, okay? So keep that in mind. So the Queen of Cups, like I said, they see you as being very compassionate, but still being very logical with that, okay? So if you had something in your past or they had something in their past that they're still healing from, this person is bringing this energy to you of wanting to be very compassionate towards that, okay? Being more practical about it and being more of a clear thinker about how compassionate they are towards you because of your recent past here, okay? With this 7 of Cups here, these are all about options. The 7 of Cups are about opportunities and different choices that you have here. And this person feels like they have many different choices here when it comes to you. To clarify that, you have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, which is about that lack of reward or that impatient energy. So this person kind of feels as if, like, the reason that I feel that they're being in such a logical mindset about how compassionate they are towards you is because I feel like they're trying to not be completely emotionally attached to you here. They see many choices when it comes to you, many options or opportunities when it comes to you, but they're also seeing this as a lack of reward because they feel as if maybe you are not completely ready for this new beginning, and they're trying to give you some time or opportunity to get ready. But they're being kind of impatient with that, okay? They want this opportunity with you here. They're being impatient, but they're still just kind of sitting on it. The 7 of Pentacles in reverse is about it's about someone that has invested in something, and now they've invested in it and they've been waiting, that they realize that maybe there's a lack of reward there when it comes to this. All these choices or options that they have here with you, and they're trying to be logical about that. They still want to be there for you. They still see you as a renewed hope here, okay? But they're trying to be practical about this renewed hope. They're coming into this connection. This could be someone that you know of, but you aren't in a romantic connection here with. Okay, but you've recently went to some kind of celebration or something with this person. This is a new person to you, though. The reason I think I'm getting that mixed signals on that, it could be 2 of the scenarios, or it actually could be that when you went to the celebration or event or whatever with this person here, you got to see them in a different light, in a funner way, a different way, and it made you see them like a new person. Does that make sense? So you're wanting to connect with this person on a deeper level here, and you're see this, I'm switching energies here. You feel as if this person is, you're worried about, okay, let me back up. Let me say it like this. This person is worried about putting too much of their energy into you, and you not being ready for that, okay? This is a struggle for this person. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for this person to actually be completely honest with you and within themselves with this Queen of Swords here and this Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is actually in reverse, is actually about that struggle. And the Queen of Wands is about that independence, and she's very logical, and she's the communicator here. This is the way I feel like you feel about this person and how this person feels about you. Like this is both a struggle, because I feel like this person wants more of you and they're trying to still give you. Okay guys, sorry about that. Okay, so I know we kind of went through this spread kind of fast, but being that this is, I feel like, a new connection, a newer person, the reason so is because there's not like anything as far as your past kind of stuff goes. So what I want to do here, I'm actually going to pull 2 of these oracle cards. I was going to do tarot, but apparently Spirit has different plans here. I'm going to pull 2 of these oracle cards, and this is going to tell me about, since y'all's energy is so intertwined here as far as similarities and how you feel about this connection, how you're perceiving this connection. Let me just say though, this person is really trying to bring you compassion. They feel like that you have been through a lot and you just now recently became independent here on your own, and they're really trying to give you compassion here and be practical, not only really to protect themselves, but to really protect you in a way. They want to be there for you, and they feel like this renewed hope. They really feel something for you, and they know that they have all these options there. And they do know that there is a chance that they could just be investing into this connection and it nothing come out of it. And they feel like this is a struggle for them. How you've communicated that to them, that is a struggle, and they have kind of almost this defensive energy about that, because you have communicated that you and this person you may not be ready to be jumping into anything yet, and they are struggling with that energy from you. Okay, they're also trying to be in that energy within themselves. They're trying to accept that within themselves, because they do enjoy you and they do see something in the future here with you, but they're just trying to be in this more of a balance, okay, more of a at peace at what they have here with you, and give you that opportunity in that time. But it's still a struggle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what this person, with these oracles, what... Okay, hold on. Just listening here. What you're getting over, and what this person wants with one oracle card. That's strange, but that's what we're doing here, okay? So let's see what it is that you're getting over here. Sanctuary. Yeah, so like I already saw that 10 of Pentacles in reverse there. Something pertaining to your home life here was sanctuary. Something pertaining to your sanctuary, your home here. Possibly with that 10 of Cups in reverse, or 10 of Pentacles in reverse. That's something pertaining to your home life, okay? So let's see what this person's wanting with you here. I mean, we're kind of already getting that in the cards here with the Lovers showing up. is your bottom of the deck energy, and the Knight of Wands, which is that inspired action there underneath that. But let's just see what the Oracle card has. And there's that harmony again. You already had that once. Harmony. They want harmony with you. This person wants to have this friendship here with you. There's three, okay. There are 3 birds on this card, 3 sparrows to be exact. And the bottom of the deck says release and your intuition. You need to follow your intuition here and release this past hurt, pain that you've been through here in order to let this new person, this balance come into place here. This Lovers is here. This inspired action is here for you. This is part of divine timing. This may be a soul connection that's coming in to help you, like I said in the beginning, come into this balance within yourself. This person is trying to have just a straightforward harmony here with you. They want to, with this block, I'm also getting sanctuary type feel from this, but like in a foundation. This person's wanting to grow with the 3 sparrows. They're wanting to grow off of this foundation here pertaining to this friendship here with you. And they're wanting to harmonize this connection, okay? They're wanting to nurture this connection and grow it into a solid, stable friendship, because they do feel like they can grow something off of that, okay? Move towards something else here with that. But they're trying to give you that time and opportunity that you need to get over this this sanctuary, this foundation that you had with this other person from your past that you need to release. You really need to listen. Sorry guys, my alarm kept going off. I couldn't get it to turn off. Underneath, and I was fixing to say, underneath this intuition is healing. Guys, this right here is a heavy indicator that you definitely have some healing that you need to do. Your intuition's trying to pull you there, and you need to release whatever this past sanctuary here. This past home. Wait, okay, this is. I've had that alarm go off on my phone when I'm talking about this, and now this thing here went off, which is an indicator to me that this is saying to me, guys, that this is what I'm telling you right now. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. What I'm telling you right now is very, very important. You really need to listen to this, okay? Your intuition here. I'm gonna pull these actually. Oh my gosh. Okay. Wow. Is that intuition again? No, intention. Okay. Okay, that was weird. Okay. This is important. This is a message, and this is, now I know. Now I understand why Spirit wanted me to pull these Oracle cards out. See? They know what they're doing. This sanctuary. This person is going to be part of your new sanctuary, okay? This person is going to be helping you bring yourself back into balance. It's all part of divine timing. They're meant to be here in your presence intentionally, because they are going to help you. You need to help yourself by giving yourself this patience, this patient energy. They're trying to be patient with you as well, with this harmony. They're giving you, see these 2 flowers here and see these 2 flowers here? But this little girl has her eyes closed to this. This person is almost like an angel for you at this time, okay? Which I feel like is going to grow into more later, but they definitely want it to. But you really need to focus in on that. You need to open up your eyes and be aware that they are trying to have this patience here with you in this connection. There's some shadow self that is coming out to play here within the things that pertain to the past and the breakdown of whatever happened with the relationship in the past here. You need to gain this higher, get out of your shadow self and gain this higher perspective here of this whole situation and what's going on, and see this new person that's coming into your life right now as a treasure, as a gift, as an opportunity to help you come and bring back into balance. This person is meant here to help you heal, to help you to, you need to drink you need to drink what this person's trying to give to you, okay? Because it's going to help you heal. This person's energy is here and purposely meant in your life to help you heal and bring you back into balance. You need to listen to your intuition, and you need to release whatever no longer serves you anymore, which is this past connection. Okay? So this new person is here purposely. They're trying to help you. They're trying to help you bring yourself back into balance. They're trying to help you go through this healing process and release this shadow self. You need to see the higher perspective of this overall situation instead of just being focused in on this past connection, and you need to release that. Your intuition, I feel like, is already calling you to do this. You know that it's there. You're not listening to it. You're not paying attention here. You need to pay attention. Wow. So this is different. This is what this person is wanting to, it's like what this is okay. It's like this person's higher self. This is what this person's higher self is wanting to tell you. And this is why they can't tell you what they want, is because this is the blockage here. It's you. You're the blockage. You being holding yourself back, not releasing what has already, what you've already lost, is holding yourself back from experiencing the balance this person is trying to bring you into your life now, currently, and the harmony that they're trying to bring to your life now, currently. This is very different. Very different. This is, I like it though. I like this reading. So let's get some Moonology cards. I'm anxious to see what they say. And the cards from this person. This person cares about you. This person, This person, guys, you need to listen to what this person says. They are here to help you. I know they're struggling and you're struggling because you're trying to not get emotionally attached to this person and have this person not get emotionally attached to you. And you're both doing that, but you're not allowing for this balance to take place that needs to. You're not letting that energy come in, and you need to, because it has a purpose, a reason for it. It's there for divine timing there, okay? It's supposed to help you, and you need to enjoy it. You need to have this celebration, this friendship with this person, and just enjoy it. And it will help you to release that negative mindset. It will help you to release all that negative stuff that you felt from that experience that you had in the past, okay? So let's see what the, okay. Be bold and make the first move. Yeah, you need to be able to, a win-win outcome is forecast. This person is not going to hurt you. This person is very compassionate towards you and your situation. And they're waiting for you because they know what you went through. And this is Spirit saying that you need to make that first move when you're ready. And you need to release the old in order to allow this new to come in. A win-win outcome is forecast. Yeah, this is the scale here. This is that balance, okay? You will come back into balance. You have to be able to accept this person into your life, though. And until you have that release of that old connection and let it go, this is not gonna, you're not gonna be in balance. You're not gonna allow this new person to come in. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Adjustments are required. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. You have to have that release of that old before this new can come in. This is the third quarter moon. This is a full moon. This is the cardinal moon. Let's see what else. Oh, that flew right out. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So, wow, guys, look at that. The bottom of the deck is emotions are running high. It's the super moon. And underneath that, you have work through your fears, the new moon. So this is an indicator to me that, let me take a breath. Sometimes it just comes out really fast and I forget to breathe. These emotions here are really high when it comes to this person and how they're starting to feel for you. And that's a struggle there. They're really worried about investing their time and energy into you. And the want there, guys, the want to take an option here with you is there. And they're becoming impatient. And I'm fearful for you guys that impatient energy is going to actually turn off and not be non-existent if you don't take the opportunity that's at hand here, okay? If you have to make adjustments here, you need to make the first move here. I also feel this first move isn't just the first move towards this person, because I don't think they're going to do that, because like I said, they're trying to be compassionate towards your situation. They're waiting for you, like they're waiting for a sign from you. But this is also about you taking the first move to release the past. But prosperity lies ahead is a new moon. This is, if you notice these moons here, it's almost like this is the start of it. This is the full moon. This is half the moon, and then the new moon's coming. And the emotions are running high. And work through your fears, new moon. I feel like you're fearful for this renewed hope. I feel like you're fearful, and these are where your emotions lie. You're fearful of letting go of this old situation here. Conclusions are within reach. Yeah, a new start is coming. Yeah, you need to really sit and think and release that old connection there. Spirit's telling you that. I feel like your intuition's also telling you that, but you're not listening to it, because I feel like those emotions are so high. And you're so fearful of what the future lies, or losing that past person there. But I want to say, and I feel like your intuition's already telling you, that past person is already gone. I know that was hard to hear. That was hard. That was a hard one. Your conclusions to that whole situation are within reach. You just have to work through those fears. And in order to balance all these high running emotions, you need to be able to have a new start here and renewed hope. It's almost kind of frustrating for me, because I can see it through the cards that the only thing that lies between you and having full balance within yourselves, prosperity, and a new start, is you holding on to this previous connection here. That Lover's popped up here for you guys. All that stuff is there for you. But you holding on to this past connection here is holding you back. So what does this new person want to say? Whoa, that was weird. I'm really sorry about everything. Yeah, they are. That's that compassionate energy that they feel towards you. They're very compassionate towards you, very healing for you. You know, we saw that. This person will be very healing for you. They're gonna give you what you need. I hear a million voices in my head telling me things I should have said. Yeah. This person, whenever they leave you, they think about you a lot, because they're so compassionate towards you, and they think about all these things they wish they would have said when they had that opportunity to say it. Maybe this break is for a good reason. Maybe this time apart will help us come back together. Yeah, they do feel like that they are trying to give you that time that you need. This is right under adjustments are required. And they are trying to give you that time that you need, because they have got that compassion for you, right? And they're trying to allow you to have that, because they feel like if they do, then you're going to come back together with this person. Okay, let's get one more. This is so hard for me. I am struggling. It is. It's very hard for this person. And like I keep trying to tell you, if you don't let go and release that old, this person's in balance with themselves. And they know what's good for them and what's not good for them. And if they feel like they are struggling with this connection between you and them, they will step away from this connection. Okay? They will, because they love themselves enough. They wouldn't put themselves into any situation where they get emotionally attached to someone that's not wanting to put out any effort towards them. So they are struggling with that. And it says, I do miss talking to you on the bottom of the deck. And you are the one that I've been looking for my whole life. This is why your person's struggling here. But they're trying so hard to give you the time that you need and show you that compassion. But they're still trying to be a good friend. It's like they're having to juggle all that. And it's almost unfair to this person. And they know that. And like I said, they won't stay if they feel like it's harmful to them in some way, which is a good quality to have in someone. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you. That was kind of a different, to say the least, but you know, sometimes you ask your question and then whatever spirit decides to bring forward is the message that comes through. So there you go. But yeah, anyway, so that's your reading. So I hope you enjoyed it, and hope it resonated and made sense and helped you in some sort of way. And yeah, hope to see you again. Thanks. Hey, pile 4. So I'm not used to saying that. So these have been pretty long. Surprise, huh? Shocker. Me having a long reading. Anyway, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna actually pull some oracle cards before we do tarot. Oh, I forgot to say, so pile 4, if you chose the blue cat's eye stone, it's my favorite stone, that right there, then this is going to be your reading. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to shuffle and then draw some of these oracle cards. These are the Vintage Wisdom Oracle. I just had to take a deep breath there for a second, guys. I'm sorry, I had to take a deep breath there for a minute. It's just the energy just hit me all of a sudden. Wow. This may be a heavy one. Yeah, my head's hurting now. Wow. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get some of these oracle cards. Heavy, guys. Heavy energy. Just hit me like crazy. So I'm going to get some of these oracle cards, and we are going to be able to look at these, and we're going to notice or say, what am I saying? I'm not even making any sense. Okay, just give me just 1 second. Oh, man. This energy that's just hit me with you guys is very, very intense. It's like an image of somebody kicking you in the middle of your chest and getting their foot caught up underneath your rib cage. Right in the middle. That's what it feels like. Okay. Okay. Whew. So anyways, what we're going to do here is I'm going to pull some of these oracle cards, and this is going to tell me about how your person is actually seeing you and possibly seeing this connection. And this is going to help me draw out the right cards for This is going to help me draw out what tarot is trying to say about what this person wishes they could say to you, okay? I'm sorry if I'm a little scatterbrained. That energy just whacked me like crazy. And I was not prepared for that. First card out is release. Yes, definitely. I'm definitely feeling that. Heavily. Then you have discernment. Discernment. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. I'm not going to take this. I'm only going to take what flies out, okay? Because this is a heavy read, I can tell. So I'm only going to take what cards are the most important thing for you to hear. Okay. That was funny. And they're the same ones, guys. The same ones that popped out earlier. It's like Spirit's like, these are important. Trust and innocence. Okay. So I'm going to tell y'all what I'm seeing here about the way your person's feeling towards you. Strength is on the bottom of the deck. I can feel that one for sure. Okay. So I don't remember what piles it was. 2 and 3, I think, but they both had these 2 cards come out. Okay, now I'm yawning. Wow. So we have release, discernment, trust, and innocence. So I guess let's start off with this release. Spirit's really not emphasizing on a direct card to start with, even though this discernment here is standing out to me a little bit. I still feel like I need to start off here with this release. You need to release expectations. You need to be able to release any expectations that you currently have with this person currently has with you. You may be in the energy of really focusing in and trying to understand where this connection's headed. This person isn't in that energy, okay? You need to trust the innocence of this connection. And you need to step out of the energy of trying to really pinpoint what this connection is and what this purpose of this connection is. And you need to just trust that it is. And you need to find the innocence within it. This innocence here is going to lead to new beginnings with you and this person. You need to be able to start fresh here. In order to start fresh here, you have to release all these expectations. You have to release everything that you feel like you have said or should say or have seen or have heard. You need to be able to release all that from the people around you, input on this connection, and to trust that you are in the right, to trust that you are headed in the right direction, and that it's divinely guided and it will carry you in the way that you're supposed to be and supposed to go. This connection here that you have with this person is innocent. You need to trust in that. You need to keep that in mind in this connection. I'm not saying that this connection isn't going to lead to more. I'm not saying that this person doesn't feel a certain way about you. What I'm trying to explain here is that Spirit's wanting you to be able to release those expectations that you have, to trust in divine timing, and to see this connection as innocent. Because when you step inside this innocent energy here, and you're not so focused in over here on what people are saying about it, seeing it, or hearing things about what people are talking about with this connection, and trying to pinpoint or defend this connection here, you need to be able to trust in that knowing and be relaxed and patient in that knowing. And this connection will transform, okay? But you need to realize that it is innocent. The way that this person sees you is innocent, and the way that you see this person needs to be that way as well. Because once you step into that energy of it being just an innocent connection here, then it's going to evolve into something more, okay? This person eventually in the future here is going to make a move on you at some point, and it's going to be unexpected. But you have to be in this energy of it being, you knowing that is an innocent connection and releasing these expectations. Because that's a blockage for you here, okay, in this connection. I know that I said that we were going to get these oracle cards out and they were going to tell us about how your person is seeing you, and that it kind of is, but in a way, this is more or less spirit wanting you to offer you advice here when it comes to this person in the way that you feel about them, and trying to help to lead you towards a better path, an easier road. If you look at this connection that you have with this person as being something that is just purely innocent, then you change the whole persona of the surroundings of this connection. Does this make sense? So even though there may be people around you in this connection that are like this, they're hearing things, they're saying that they've seen things, and they're speaking of things about the two of you. If you would get out of this energy and release this, and release any expectations that you have in this, and hopes and wishes for this connection here to transform, then you'll actually be in more of a flow of that energy, and you'll allow that to happen naturally. You'll trust that it will happen naturally instead of being so trying to make it one way, being so infinite on it becoming one way instead of letting it just be. The bottom of the deck, you have that strength. You also have compassion, gentleness, and divine timing. Under that, you have dreams. And this is a part of your dream, to have this connection with this person. This person's not there yet. This person's still going through some shadow self and trying to bring their self into balance. But this is all in divine timing here, this connection. And you need to be very gentle with this person and have compassion for this person. Even though your feelings are very strong here, you need to remember that this person here is going through some shadow work, okay? This person's going through some stuff, and they're trying to bring themselves into balance here. And they're trying to center themselves. And this connection will happen with this divine timing here, okay? Spirit is asking you to release those expectations, to trust in divine timing, and to be gentle and compassionate with this person because they're going through it. There is strength overall with you and this person in this connection. The bond here is very strong. There's an awakening that's taking person. There's that patience that you need to have. And nature. You need to help this person, okay? Spirit's wanting you to help this person. There's strength when it comes to you in this connection. In this connection with this person. You're able to show them this compassion and this gentleness. You need to help express to them how they can get back into nature, and that will help ground them when they go through this shadow work within themselves. They've had an awakening here. And you need to be very patient with this person. This patient and this innocence, these are both young people on these cards. This is this person that you need to be very patient with. There's also 2 cards here that signify covering the eyes. This person's not ready yet to see parts of this connection the way that you see it, okay? You possibly could be ahead of them when it came to this awakening here. And they're not prepared or ready to see things the way that you see things. It's innocent. They're still innocent here. Guys, I do realize that this is not, look at that. You still have centering on the bottom of the card. This person's trying to connect with their intuition. They're learning how to do that. They're going through this process of this becoming into their authentic self. And they're right in the middle of that transformation there. Spirit's really pushing here so that you know and you understand that. They're saying not to take anything that this person says, anything this person does, to heart here. You need to have patience with them and trust in this, because they're learning, okay? They're learning. Don't take the way that they do things around you or to you. I'm not talking about a narcissist energy here, guys. I'm talking about an innocent energy. Innocence as in they don't see this connection the way you're seeing it yet. Not to say that they won't. They will eventually here. And they'll move in on you when that time comes. But right now, they're not seeing it the way that you see it. So you need to release those expectations, okay? You need to release the things that they say and they hear. And, or that they say, that you hear them say or you see them do, because they're learning. This is in divine timing here. You're meant to help this person understand things, okay? Have patience with them. I do realize, like I was saying, that this is not anything like what we were wanting to get into, but sometimes when you do these readings, it just, and this happened kind of in the last reading, you hear what you hear, and I have to bring through the message that Spirit's wanting to bring through. This is the one that they're wanting you to know about. So somebody needs to hear this. So I'm going to put these cards up here that I decided to just go off out there. And we're going to leave these out. And we're going to see what this person wishes that they could say to you, but they can't. We kind of already hit that dead on there, but let's just see what comes out in tarot about how this person, what this person wishes they could say to you. Just 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry about that. I had to fix my camera. Okay, so what does this person wish they could say to you? I hope you understand here what I'm trying to, the message that's coming through here is that this person, it's not that this person doesn't see you in a romantic sense or in that way, but this person is very innocent when it comes to this, the deeper meaning of this connection. They're not as far along as you. And I feel like you have possibly been getting your hopes up about them speaking something about this connection in a way. And every time that doesn't happen, those are those expectations that aren't met. And then that causes you to be in an energy of disappointment. And what you need to understand here is that you don't, what Spirit's wanting you to know is you need to release those expectations and just have trust that it's all going to play out in divine timing, and see this connection as that innocent connection. Okay? And then when you do see this connection with that innocence, then that is when this connection will turn around into something different. This, you having these expectations, like I said, that's your blockage there. Okay? You might not see it as that. You might say, this person this person has so much stuff going on, and they do. They're going through a lot personally here as far as their personal spiritual growth, or just really overall their personal growth, period. I feel like this person's probably a younger person, and they're really going through it. And you really just need to keep that in mind and have that compassion for them, okay? We have the Seven of Swords in reverse so far by itself. So the Seven of Swords in reverse is about that deceitful energy. And this is part of what I'm talking about here. It's under release. This is part of what I'm talking about here. Do you see? It's like you have all this information about this connection, and this person is like, you're waiting for them to pick up that one sword and say, I have it. I've had a breakthrough. I get everything. That's that expectation. You need to release that, okay? You need to release that. That was just a message for you. This card is actually meant to be in this pile for also how your person is seeing you. So, or what your person is wishes they could say here to you. So we have death. This is that transformation that your person's going through here. We have the Seven of Wands. There's 2 sevens out already. 7 is the number of that alignment or that reflection. And that's what your person's kind of going through. But these are both reversed, which means this person is meant to be going through that energy right now of that reflection, but they're having a hard time doing so. You know, we had that shadow self that came up in the oracles there, is because they're having blockages here. Okay? Well, we'll talk about that. And then you have the Page of Pentacles. Let me get one more, and then we'll get some clarifiers. Okay. The Ace of Disc, yeah. Okay. So let me get some clarifiers, and then we'll get the bottom of the deck energy here. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Why is the Seven of Swords here? Yeah. You have the Three of Wands in reverse. I'm going to go ahead and get all of them out, and then I'll tell you what I'm seeing. Why is death here? Why is death here? Yeah, the Three of Cups in reverse. So 2 sevens and 2 threes. There's that Wheel of Fortune again, that divine timing. Woo! There's that Two of Disc. That's that imbalance. Your person's trying to balance out their energy here, okay? What about this Ace of Disc? So under the Ace of Disc here, you have the Six of Swords and the Five of Cups under that. Yeah, your person's definitely going through some shadow stuff here. I'm going to move these up just a hair. These cards are, I guess, bigger than what I remember. I love these cards. These are some of my favorites. Okay. Bottom of the deck energy, you have the Page of Swords in reverse. Wow, guys. There's that Ace of Wands in reverse. You have 2 aces out. They're both in reverse because they're both blocked energies. You have the Knight of Disc and the Ten of Wands underneath that, with the High Priestess underneath that, which again is those secrets and in the world for that completion there. So, okay, let's go through this real quick. Famous last words. Okay, so What does your person wish they could say to you that they can't? Okay. So let's start off with your bottom of the deck energy, okay? From what we've already talked about here. So your bottom of the deck energy is the Page of Swords in reverse. I'm yawning again. I'm so sorry. It's your person. Your person's tired. Okay, gotta drink, doing better. Okay, the Page of Swords here in reverse is, it talks about doing a lot of talking, okay, but not a lot of action taking place. So your person is actually doing a lot of talking. I feel like talking. They're bigger than their boots, is what I heard. They're because, oh my God, she's totally wearing boots on here, and I just now realized. So they're bringing forward messages here to you where they're kind of being bigger than their boots here. They're saying a lot of, they're talking real big, okay, but they're not actually, action's not showing anything like that. Does that make sense? And it's because they lack direction. Why do they lack direction with this Ace of Wands in reverse? Well, because they're innocent. They're in the innocent energy here, okay? They lack some maturity there. It goes along with this discernment, and I talked about how Spirit was trying to explain to you, you need to release those expectations. Don't pay attention to what this person is saying or doing or hearing or anything. Not pay attention to them, but don't put expectations on any of that stuff. It's because they may talk a big game, but they're not able to play that out, okay? Because they're not there yet. They lack a lot of direction. They're still growing. They're just not there yet, okay? You also have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse here, which is about them feeling stuck and unable to ground something here. They're not ready for it either with you. They're not able to do that because they're not there yet. They're just not there yet. Your person's just still growing. They're still learning, they're still growing. Okay, so let's talk about, go back here and we'll talk about this Seven of Swords, which one message already kind of came through there for you to release those expectations once again. But also want to say, with you not being able to release those expectations, that again, that's that blockage. And we have the Three of Wands here to clarify that. That is that blockage. You having fear that it's not going to work out in your favor, those expectations aren't going to play out, is exactly why those expectations are not playing out. Because you have them there and you need to release that. But as far as the way that what your person wishes that they could say to you here, the Seven of Swords talks about that kind of that deceitful energy, kind of like over here your bottom of the deck energy. They're in this like imposter syndrome, okay? They are perceiving themselves as someone that they aren't, and they're doing that because they, how do I say this? They lack direction, guys. They lack direction. They don't know where to take this. They know that they want to take it somewhere, but they're not emotionally mature enough to be able to decide how they want to go about doing it. Okay? They're not able to see those opportunities when they take place and then act upon them. And they're also being blocked by fear of the ability to be able to show their true self to you completely. And the ability to be able to bring this truth to you, they lack that. So they hide behind these, I don't want to say secrets, because I don't feel like they're necessarily secrets, but it's kind of like just a deceitful energy, okay, that they're hiding behind. They're making themselves out to be a bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? More successful than what they really are here, because they want to relate to you. But they are going through a transformation here with this Death card. Most definitely going through a transformation. And then underneath that you have the Three of Cups in reverse, which is about, what I'm getting here is about two things here that I'm getting here. Not only is it about feeling left out, but it's also about miscommunication. And the transformation that they're going through here is two things. One thing, they are recognizing that you're wanting more out of this friendship than what they're able to give at this moment. And the other thing is, and that's something new that they're just now becoming more clear to. The other thing is them themselves. They would tell you that they are in the middle of transforming right now, and that they may come across and say things to you that may be miscommunication. Just like with this discernment here, you're going to have to be able to really discern what is truly their authentic self and what is not. They're having that difficulty as well, but they're transforming. They're going through that process, so they're getting there. Okay. They're doing a lot of that reflection with those number 7s there, and number 3s that are down here. It's all about that growth. But these are blockages. Them being able to show their true self because they lack direction. And then here you have the 7 of Wands. It's in reverse, which is about not only being overwhelmed here, it's like your person's feeling very overwhelmed about the timing of everything. Like they're not ready. With this Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune is about a turning point in your life. It's about cycles in your life. And this person may be moving more towards being more independent, and it's almost like they're not ready. And they're feeling very overwhelmed when it comes to this turning point in their life. They're not ready for it. They're trying to be, though, and they have to be. That's another reason why you have this Ace of Disc in reverse, is because it's like that new beginning is there, but they lack the being able to see how they're going to take it. Okay? You have the Page of Disc here. Once again, it's like that new opportunity. See how he's holding on to it, but his feet, I saw this in a reading not too long ago. I was kind of getting the same kind of message here. His feet there's grass growing up his legs, and it's like he's been sitting there for a long period of time, and he's holding on to this pinnacle, looking down at this pinnacle like, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about this new beginning? And it's like your person just doesn't know what to do with that. Like he has it there. He has those new opportunities to take, and he's needing to develop his skills here and explore new things here. But he has the 2 of Discs down here at the bottom in reverse, which is about being imbalanced, being disorganized, not being able to prioritize things. These are the 2 things that I'm trying to talk about your person and how your person is lacking here. They're just stuck in this immature, innocent type energy here. And they just don't know. It's like this new beginning is there for them, but they just don't know how to take it. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, which I already said is that lacking that foresight, right? Lacking being able to see how that opportunity is going to happen. You have the 5 of Cups underneath that and the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords being here in its upright position is your person wanting to make that transition, right? And be able to move on here. But they don't feel like they're capable because they lack the direction, which is what your bottom of the deck energy was as well. It's like a repetitive message here in your reading. So this person would be saying to you, they know they have opportunities for a new beginning here, but they lack the direction to take because they don't feel like that they are mature enough, or they have made the transformation that they need in order to take those new beginnings and those new opportunities. They do feel like they have to have this turning point in their life. It's coming either way. It's part of the wheel. It's part of the divine timing. It's going to take place no matter what. But they feel very overwhelmed with that because they're in balance. they're not in balance. They're imbalanced on how to do that, okay? If this was upright, these would be totally different things. Especially this Three of Wands. Upright, the Three of Wands is about progression with your dreams, like moving forward with the new opportunities. And it's in reverse because your person's not ready. They're not ready. They lack they're fearful of how they're gonna put all the pieces together. They're going through a big, huge, major change in their life. The two cards here that aren't in reverse, well, there's 4 cards here that are not in reverse, and that says a lot to me. I'm gonna explain to you why. The 4 cards that aren't in reverse here are Death, Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, Page of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So Death is the transformation, the rebirth that your person's going through. The Wheel of Fortune is that turning point, that life cycle, that destiny. It's going to take place no matter what. It's on its way. The wheel is spinning already, okay? And they know that. The Page of Disc, which is that new opportunity that they've been setting on there. And then the Six of Swords, which is about that transition. So all these things are taking place within your person, right? All these other things are their blockages of what's holding them back. This is why Spirit was bringing that message to you, to have compassion for this person right now, because they're innocent when it comes to what's going on with you in this connection. So don't get so caught up or tied up in the way that you feel and your expectations to what this person should be bringing you or could be bringing you, or it's not doing or saying, because they're going through it. Tremendous transformation right now. And it's not that they don't care about your connection, but you need to just remain in that innocent energy overall and trust that it's in divine timing. You got that twice here. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the actual divine timing card. So that the pieces can fall where they're supposed to fall. So don't cause yourself any turmoil that you don't need by putting those expectations on yourself. Okay? Because they're having a hard time going through this transition. They're having a hard time. If this is a younger person, it's like they're experiencing being on their own here. And if this is an older person, it's like they reverted back to being on their own, and they're having to like relive all that again. But either way, this person is having a hard time letting go or moving on or transitioning in their life. Not only as part of their 3D like material type world, their physical world, but as also a part of their internal world and maturing, okay? This is what your person would be telling you, and this is also what's blocking your person from bringing forward anything. I'm not saying that your person doesn't feel any way for you. It's just that this is why your person's not coming forward here, because they're going through this large transition here in their life. That's why. Okay, so I'm gonna clear out. Okay, Spirit wants me to do one more thing with tarot before, because this was so set on how you should be handling this situation because of the stuff that your person's going through here. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards and just straightforward ask how this person feels about you. Because nothing like that really came out in these cards. And the reason, look, there's the Ace of Cups and the 4 disc. The reason is because they have so much stuff going on with inside of them internally and in their physical world right now, that just another thing that's on their plate. And because of all this other stuff that's going on internally here, see, this is your internal stuff that's going on with your person. This is the 10 of Wands. It's that heavy burden that they're carrying around there. they're not able to, it's becoming very difficult for them. And so it's not that they don't think about you in that kind of way or any kind of way. It's because they just have so much stuff going on in their life. Okay? So let's find out what this person, this is straight up ask. What's this person feel about power, Spirit? Look at that. The same card came out upright this time. Wouldn't that be weird if they all came out upright? That'd be strange, wouldn't it? Yeah, there's that anxiety. Ooh, that one was heavy. That's a heavy card. That's that deep fear, guys, that inner turmoil, that paranoia. Yeah. Oh, man. Your person's really going through it, man. Really going through it. Let's see what these are. Just popped out together. The Queen of Pentacles. The Seven of Discs. Duality. And look at that. Look at that. The Three of Wands. The bottom of the deck says the Five of Wands. That's that conflict. That's that conflict. So how does your person feel about you, though? Well, they're trying to be strategic here because they have a lot of inner turmoil that's going on with inside of them. With this Queen of Pentacles in reverse, I feel like this is how your person's seeing you, and it's not because they're seeing you with anything outside of sorry, I was trying to listen. Okay, your person's having some financial difficulties as well. They see you as being someone that is abundant, and they're, okay, I'm going to get some clarifiers for that one because I don't want to just, I'm going to clarify it before I keep talking about that one. But the Seven of Pentacles is them still wanting to invest in this connection between you, okay? This duality is actually supposed to be upright here. I feel like that's the way you're supposed to read this card. And this is just they're having a hard time seeing these two. Your person's still in this energy of like this discernment here. They're having a hard time seeing how they're going to make this transition, not only with you in this connection, but it's because of all the blockages and stuff that they have going on here. But it's funny how with you and how they feel about you, you have this Three of Wands that's upright, which is about the progress of dreams or those opportunities. So they do see those opportunities there. So let's get some clarifiers here real quick. What is this? The Nine of Wands. Okay. So this person is in this struggling type energy here, okay, with this Nine of Wands in reverse. Underneath the Seven of Swords in reverse, which I told you about. They're trying to be strategic about how they feel, what information they give out to you. Because they don't want you to see that they're hiding all these secrets. They're hiding all these swords. They're being strategic about what information you have about them. And they're finding that to become a struggle here, okay? And they're paranoid about it because they don't want to be in that energy towards you. Look at there. You have another Queen. The Queen of Swords in reverse. This is that paranoid energy, guys. They're paranoid about this, about the Queen of Swords in reverse is that over-emotional or that cold-hearted energy there. And your person's worried about if you see them as deception, as betrayal, as not being their true authentic self here, that you're going to be cold-hearted towards them, and that to them is a paranoid energy there. They don't want you to see them in that light. Look at there. There's death again. This is part of this transformation here. Stepping out into their independent energy, probably independence financially as well. They have the Chariot in reverse. That's that opposition. A lack of direction. Again, they want to invest in this with you. They want to invest in this connection here with you. They don't feel like they're financially ready. They're trying to transform that though. They do feel paranoid though. They're afraid that they're putting some, you remember we had that imposter syndrome come out. That energy of them being too big for their own boots. Remember we talked about that. This is the same kind of energy. They're afraid that if that comes out, if that energy comes out, it's been a struggle to carry up for so long, and they're terrified that you're going to figure out that. But you see them differently, right? They don't see that though. They just think about all the things they've told you about themselves to kind of boost themselves up, and they're afraid that you're going to figure that out, and then you're going to be cold-hearted when it comes to them. They're trying to transform their financial aspect here, or the ability to be financially independent here. They want to invest in this connection long term. They just lack the direction how they're going to be able to do that. Why is that duality cards here? What is duality here for? What is the duality? Whoop, whoop. A little bit sloppy with the cards there. What's duality? Okay, that I'll take. So you have the Four of Wands in reverse, and then Temperance underneath that. So that being under that duality, being able to see both sides of something, to me, that's what I'm getting from that, being able to see both sides of something there. You have the Four of Wands in reverse, which is about that being disconnected, and you have the Temperance that came out with it. So it's like they're inside, which these are two cards with the same images on them. This is internal. They're not able to see that transition in themselves, so it's not able to actually ground and take place here. But until they're able to balance themselves out internally, they're gonna feel disconnected from how to see this connection taking place physically, grounding. It doesn't mean they're not going to invest in it though. They definitely do. They just lack the direction on how to take that. So over here, you have 2 3s again. A lot of growth. 2 7s and 2 9s. So that reflection, and then how intense this is gaining. This is nearing a completion here. Your person's coming into this transition. Okay, so this 3 of Wands and this 3 of Discs. This 3 of Discs is wanting to collaborate, to work with someone on possible opportunities, and they see that here when it comes to you in this connection. Then you have the Hangman, which is them wanting to have a new perspective over that, working with you on something here, or working with you, or committing to this connection here, opportunities in this connection. But then you have the King of Wands in reverse, which is that impatient energy. It's like your person is like faking it till they make it. Do you know what I mean? They're trying to do that. They're paranoid you're going to figure that out in them, and you're going to be upset with them. You have the 6 of Wands in reverse on the bottom of the deck, which is that self-doubt, and there's that Page of Disc again. Yeah. They're really terrified that you're going to figure this out, that they aren't who they've been saying they were. And to be honest with you guys, I actually got this in a reading a couple of days ago. This could be the same person, or you could be the same reading. That would be interesting. So let's get some Moonology cards. I hope this made sense, because this is kind of wacky. It's a little wacky reading. It's not exactly what I was wanting to come out in the cards here, but it's because your person's, whatever your person's doing right now, wherever they are, they're in a very intense energy of worry and stress. And they're going through a lot of transitions, and that's the reason. So let's see what's going to change, because you did have 2 9s when we focused in on how your person sees you in this, how they feel about you, or what they would say, yeah, how they feel about you. That's a nearing completion there. So maybe that worry and stuff that they're feeling is going to near completion soon. Let's see what numerology says. Woo! Oh, okay then. We're going to go with it. Surrender to the divine is on the bottom of the deck, which is another indicator you need to release the expectations in this connection. Don't let pride get in your way. When this person comes up to you, or you figure out this person is not everything that they've been saying that they are, don't let pride get in your way. Stay in that. Remember we had that, let's see if I can find it. Nope, already put it up. We had that compassion and gentleness and patience. Compassion, gentleness, and patience. You need to be in that energy, and don't let pride just take over yourself. It's time to take action. Yeah, it's time to release those expectations. This person has got to be able to be the one, we talked about this in the very, very beginning. This person has to be the one to approach you, and when it comes, as long as you release the expectations and you're in a trusting energy there, then they're gonna, in divine timing, they're gonna be able to approach you, and it's gonna be unexpected. But they're going to have to be the ones to take the action here. That's going to be the part of that new beginning with the new moon in Aries. Don't let the past hold you back. Self-doubt. And your dreams need a practical plan. We actually had the dream card come out, if you remember that. And I said, that you had those dreams about this person. They need a practical plan, okay? You have 2 full moons here, 1 new moon, and then the south node. So you need to let go and release. It's the very first card that came out. You need to release all those expectations. You need to surrender to the divine. You need to surrender to divine timing. And take everything this person says to you with a grain of salt, because they are going through a lot of stuff here. And they may be hiding some things from you, because it's not because of a deceit. That's because they are... they're not wanting you to see them in any kind of negative light. That's all. But don't let your past of what's going on with this person hold you back, okay? Don't let those past disappointments hold you back. And your dreams need a practical plan. You need to be able to step inside of a practical idea of this person and where this person is in their life, and be practical. We talked about in the beginning you stepping into that innocence of this connection and letting it grow from there, because this person is really going through their own personal growth, and they need you to recognize that. Okay, so let's see what this person would say to you if they could. That popped right out. I wanted to play the field, and now look where that got me. Yeah. I don't feel like this is so much your person playing the field with other people. I feel like it's part of this 7 of Swords energy. It's your person wanting to be not deceive you, but just pretending to be someone they're not. And now they're in this paranoia that you're going to figure that out. Sometimes I think that you can be a little controlling, and that pushes me away. Yeah. This is that part that you need to release. These are those expectations. You know what I'm talking about. I know you do. This is the expectations that you put on this. You have an expectation that they're going to show up or do something for you, and then that doesn't happen, and you get disappointed and hurt. And then you become, what? Controlling, and it kind of pushes this person away. It's because they see this as innocent. They don't understand this connection like you do. Okay? You need to release that. Ooh. I don't know, I feel like I'm getting into this balsam energy. Oh, my twin flame, my love. Okay, so I'm not going to go into it. If you're in that connection, you know what that means or what that is. And if that's the case, then you have that awakening card. And if that's the case, then your person is waking up to this whole entire connection. They're going through all this shadow stuff. You remember, you know how that was. And they're not there yet. Okay, they're trying to focus on this transition that they're going through, this transformation that they're going through, and they're just not there yet. You need to step into that, what it said, you need to step into that compassionate energy and be patient. I suck at goodbyes, but this is only goodbye for now. Yeah, this is part of that, what I'm saying to you here. Your person is needing this time here. I kind of got a similar message in pile, maybe pile 2, I can't remember. But yeah, your person's needing to spend some time here on their own so that they can kind of discern what is actually taking place with you in this connection. Let's get one more. See? I'm so lost right now. I am confused. Yeah, they are. Heavily so. The bottom of the deck says, I regret walking away, because this person is confused and they don't know what the heck is going on in this connection, because you maybe also, they recognize that you flip your energy around because you're getting frustrated with this person because you have all these expectations of what's going to happen and then it doesn't happen. And by doing that, not only is it hurting you and putting you in a negative mindset, but it's also giving the wrong impression to this person. That's why Spirit was on you in the beginning of this reading, that you needed to release that energy and trust in the divine timing so this thing can play out the way that it's supposed to play out. I feel like this person is possibly behind you. This could be behind you in your spiritual growth or your personal growth. It could be anything, life in general, age, anything, but they are behind you and they're catching up to you, and they will catch up to you, but you need to give them the opportunity to do that because they're going to have to do it on their own. They can't do that with you. You just need to be there and be patient, compassionate, and like release those expectations, okay? Gotta release those expectations. Okay, guys. That's all I'm seeing for you. I know this is kind of a bossy reading. I felt like this was a bossy one, but I'm sorry if I came across bossy. But it is what it is. It came across the way it's supposed to be read. So, anyway, I hope it made sense and I hope it resonated for you. Yeah, your person's really going through it. You need to just kind of sit back and, do you see how she's sitting on this stag or buck? We call it a buck here. The way she's just sitting there patiently. I'm just sitting here on the stag. I'm just gonna let him take me where I need to go. This is the energy you need to be in. Okay? She has that bird just sitting on her shoulder because she's so patient and in charge of herself here. You're gonna have to do that because this person, you've transformed. This person's going through it. Okay? Just keep it innocent. Try to keep it innocent. Okay, guys. That's all I have for you. Hope you enjoyed this reading. Hope it made sense. And hope to see you again. Thanks.